Very good afternoon, students. I hope everyone can hear me. The last time I made a live lecture for students on YouTube, I remember I could not, I didn't have the audio recorded. I'm just checking. I don't have a way of checking. Okay. Okay. So welcome everyone. Let me brief you what we are going to do today and what have we been doing so far. So we'll be practicing RTR A exam with one of our students who will be appearing, and then we'll have other students observe it in the class. And they have been instructed how to make the most of it, but I'll give a brief to anyone watching this on our channel. I don't like to use these terms because we're just using the platform to upload videos for the ease and access of it. So the instructions are pretty simple. I'll be sharing the question paper on the screen, and I'll set a timer for 5 minutes, that is 25 minutes. And the student will be giving that paper. And once the paper is done, I'll be sharing a feedback. I'll try to share the chart as well for those who don't have access to charts. Anyone who is preparing for RT or willing to learn RT, whether you have started or not, this session can give you a real time and real world idea as to what is in store for you for the said exam. Accordingly, you can set your mind to get your preparations going on. The rumor that it is not an easy exam, the rumor that it takes a lot of attempts to clear the exam, it has a lot of mistakes in it. From what I'm trying to say, if you follow the techniques and if you have studied and worked hard before you give the exam, then it is possible to clear these exams in your first attempt. If not, then definitely in your second attempt. I say this because 80% of our students are clearing their RT exams in their first attempt because they are following all the instructions that we are giving them. So it's all about training. The people, I don't know, people who believe or who are made to believe that it is a difficult exam and it cannot be cleared in first attempt, they're just demotivating. Or maybe they don't themselves know that it can be done, maybe because they don't have the right education or the right knowledge. It becomes our job to show them that is not the truth. But if they are industry leaders, experts, or seniors, then how do we show it to them? We show it to them by our performance in the exam, by us getting results. And results are directly proportional to your preparation. It is true for all your aviation exams. And your preparation requires training and then study and research. And then using logical reasoning. These 3, 4 words are actually the key to clearing your difficult exams like RTR. Of course, it is not an easy exam, but then it is less difficult than any type rating simulated check that you will be doing as you go ahead with your flight training. I would say it's similar to 10% of that check that you'd be doing, where you'll have to actually talk to the ATC as well as take care of the plane and emergencies. So I hope that you all enjoy this. And if you have any negative comments, keep it to yourselves. If you have any requests, you can reach out to us. And if you have anything good to say, just think of it in your mind and share the goodwill. All right. And be careful to not be influenced by demotivation or negativity because that is not going to help you clear the exams. Preparation, knowledge, right strategies, and the belief that you can do it, which belief sticks to confidence. This is what I personally give my students, and this is what the secret is of all the students who are clearing their exams in their first attempts. So if they can do it, anybody can do it. So with that being said, let's enjoy the session. All stations, Mumbai control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you read? All stations, Mumbai control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you read?
Mumbai Control, Victor Tango Golf Romeo Papa, read you 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you read?
Victor Tango Golf Romeo Papa, Mumbai control. Spare your call logs. Read you 5. How do you read?
Read you 5, strength 5. Victor Tango Golf Romeo Papa.
Very nice to see you. Gurpreet, take a very good call, very professional call. Short call, but a perfect call. थोड़ा rate of speech fast लग रहा था. I hope you were writing it. Students, if it's possible, I can see all. That would be nice. Sorry for my expressions. I have not well slept, and I tend to get a little cranky when I have not slept. I might be a little harsh on you all with my feedback if you make mistakes more than the usual. So don't take it personally, please. Just listen and follow. I mean, don't take it personally, but listen to what I'm saying. Don't just ignore it also. Trying to see if a coffee is gonna help me. Let's see कौन-कौन आया है क्लास में आज. Nukul, nice to see you. You're trying to give me updates. कम आ रही हैं, but आ रही हैं. अब बस उसको फास्ट करना है. श्रीधर, वेरी गुड. 2 दिन से सर आई एम रेडी. सुबह उठ के पढ़ रहे हो. मॉक कब है बता दो. अमेजिंग थिंग. दैट्स ऑल इट टेक्स फॉर यू टू डू योर पार्ट. फिर मुझे डाउट है क्या पढ़ रहे हो क्या नहीं पढ़ रहे हो, तो आज मॉक है तुम्हारा, सो पता चल जाएगा. गुरप्रीत, वेरी गुड टू सी यू बी एबल टू अटेंड. बीच में काम आ रहा है, ऑफिस आ रहा है, फील फ्री टू अटेंड दैट, डोंट वरी. सॉरी बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. समझ रहे हो आप एक अच्छी पोजीशन में हो. आपका भी हम 1-on-1 प्रैक्टिस करेंगे 1-2 दिन 4-5 दिन तुम्हारे डेट के हिसाब से. और बाकी तो पढ़ ही रखा है तुमने, रिवीजन मैंने तुम्हें बताया है, बट हम करेंगे उस पर भी, है ना. इस बार तो एग्जाम पास ही है, आपको दिक्कत भी नहीं होगी जाने की शायद, है ना.
Yes,
सो
sir.
सॉरी गुरप्रीत, पिछली बार मिल नहीं पाया.
No
पिछली
problem,
बार
sir.
पिछली बार कुछ और इमरजेंसी थी मेडिकल, इस बार भी कोई और इमरजेंसी आ गई मेडिकल, बट इस बार मैं ज्यादा टाइम दे रहा हूँ. मैंने मेरे सारे काम छोड़ दिए सिवाय एकेडमी के, तो इस बार
Okay.
दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. अभी कोई आ भी रहा है बॉम्बे तो मैं मिल सकता हूँ, बट गुलशन आया तो उसको नहीं मिल पाया मैम, उसकी नेविगेशन एग्जाम थी. बट या बहुत बुरा लग रहा था मुझे कि यार गुरप्रीत आया, उससे मिल नहीं पा रहे हैं.
No worry, sir. Next time मिलेंगे, sir. No problem.
क्या पता मिल पाऊंगा कि नहीं. अच्छा लग रहा है तुम्हें देख के आफ्टर लॉन्ग टाइम. कॉन्फिडेंस आ गया है, अच्छा लग रहा है. Khalil, nice to see you for the first time live in class. How do you
Nice.
feel?
I feel good. Nice to meet you, everyone.
प्रेरित, नाइस टू सी यू विद अ स्माइल. फाइनली प्रेरित की स्माइल आई है. आई थिंक बहुत रेयर आती है, गुस्से में बैठा रहता है प्रेरित. तुषार, गोइंग ग्रेट. अच्छा लग रहा है. कैसे चल रही है प्रेपरेशन तुषार आपकी?
अच्छी चल रही है सर.
अच्छा लगा आपको भी देख के. ईशान है आज काफी दिनों बाद. ईशान, सो नाइस टू सी यू बैक विद लेक्चर्स. आई होप आई कैन सी यू. ईशान, देखो कुछ अरेंज करो. एंड रोमियो के सेरा, आई थिंक इट्स हरीश. हरीश, इज दैट यू? कंफर्म.
Awesome, sir.
ओके हरीश, नाइस. आप ठीक नहीं हो फिर भी आप लेक्चर ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हो. फील फ्री टू लीव एनी टाइम व्हेन योर माइंड इज सैचुरेटेड कंसिडरिंग योर हेल्थ. ओनली फॉर हरीश, ओके, सब लोग के लिए नहीं. तुम्हारा सैचुरेशन हो रहा है तो पुश करो अपने माइंड के होराइजन को. डोंट गिव अप.
No,
Harish,
sir, I will
anytime.
stay.
Harish, you can leave anytime, don't worry. Same for Gurpreet, because गुरप्रीत बोल रहा है सर काम का प्रेशर बहुत है मेरे पास, जुगाड़ कर रहे थे 31st तक तो। जस्ट किडिंग, हाँ जस्ट किडिंग, जस्ट अ जोक। बॉम्बे वाले कभी कभी इनसेंसिटिव जोक वो भी मार सकते हैं, लाइक सिर्फ दिल्ली वाले ही नहीं कर सकते वो चीज। आजकल मेरा बहुत चल रहा है दिल्ली वाले कुछ दिल्ली के स्टुडंट्स है ना, एकदम एकदम डोक्यामध्ये जात आहे माझं, इतकं जात आहे की मला वाटतं मी त्यांना डबल पैसे देऊन घरी पाठवू त्यांना, पण आपल्याकडे तर रिसोर्सेस नाही श्रीधर। अरे मराठी अच्छा निकल गया आज हाँ? But nothing against anyone. I don't like saying no to any student, but then कभी कभी कुछ बच्चों को ऐसे ही पढ़ाना पड़ता है। आपको बता रहा हूँ, एक मेरा बच्चा था नेविगेशन का, 3 महीने उसको डांट खाई है, तब जाके उसने वो काम किया जो 3 महीने पहले उसे मैं करा रहा था, एंड उसने जैसे वो काम किया वो पास हो गया। एंड वो मान ही नहीं रहा था कि वो मान ही नहीं रहा था कि वो करना उसके लिए जरूरी है, बस उसके दिमाग में कुछ और था। वो दिमाग में कैसे, मैंने पैसे दिए ना तो जो मुझे चाहिए वो होना चाहिए, मेरी स्ट्रैटेजी फॉलो करो। तो वो नहीं चलता है ना, सर को पता है ना क्या सही है। तुम्हारी स्ट्रैटेजी अगर तुम्हारे काम की है तो आपको दी जाएगी ऑफ कोर्स, तो यू ऑलवेज हैव अ वे ऑफ रीचिंग आउट। कल रात को हुआ है यार ये सीन, मेरे को बहुत बुरा लग रहा है। सो आई थॉट आई शेयर इट विद ऑल माय स्टूडेंट्स एंड आस्क इफ यू थिंक आई एम डूइंग समथिंग रॉन्ग। दिमाग खराब कर देते कुछ बच्चे लोग। तुम्हारे साथ भी ऐसा होता होगा ना, कुछ टीचर लोग दिमाग में जाते होंगे ना तुम्हारे। इट्स द सेम। हाँ श्रीधर। नहीं, नुकुल बोल रहा है सर आपको तो मैं कुछ बोलता नहीं हूँ, नहीं तो कंप्लेंट्स मेरे पास सबसे ज्यादा है। मैं बोलूंगा नुकुल आई एम नॉट सरप्राइज्ड, आई नो व्हाट यू मीन। सो खलील, तुम्हारी क्या अपडेट है, कौन से लेक्चर पे हो अभी? उस हिसाब से तुम्हें कुछ पूछूंगा, उससे ज्यादा नहीं पूछूंगा, उस हिसाब से तुम्हें गाइड कर देता हूँ। हरीश, आई वुड वांट टू नो हाउ मच यू हैव स्टडीड। तुम्हारा एक रिसेंट अपडेट नहीं है मेरे पास। ईशान का चलो मुझे पता है इज कवर्ड, बट ईशान आई वांट यू टू इंटरेक्ट थोड़ा बहुत। आई रीड यू वन, ईशान आई सी यू वन। सी यू वन कुछ होता नहीं है स्टूडेंट्स, मेरी क्रिएटिविटी है वो। यस हरीश।
Sir, I had to start with the Viva lectures, but I have completed all the 14.
Can you message me on WhatsApp your exam date and this
Yes,
update? What you have
yes, sir.
completed, what you're going to start. Take your time. किसी का कोई लेक्चर बचा है? खलील, आप मुझे बताओ, मैसेज पे बताओ, व्हाट्सएप पे बताओ, अब तक कितना हुआ है, कितना असाइंड है, जल्दी बताओ। ईशान कुछ चल रहा है तुम्हारा? किधर है ईशान? ईशान को तो मैं 4 महीने से ढूंढ रहा हूँ, एक्चुअली आज मिला है, तो मेरे को लगता है देखने में भी ईशान 4 महीने लगाएगा। ईशान मस्ती कर रहा हूँ, सीरियसली मत लेना। 2 बच्चे और मिसिंग है जो मेरी बात का बुरा मान के मेरे को ब्लॉक करके बैठे हैं, वो भी दोनों दिल्ली के ही हैं। एंड मैं डेली ट्राई करता हूँ उनको कॉल करने का, ईमेल लिखने का, बट वो मुझसे बात नहीं कर रहा है। एंड वो ऑलरेडी इतने परेशान थे, अब मैं सोच रहा हूँ क्या होगा उनका, क्या हो रहा होगा। आई एम सो वरीड अबाउट देम। उसमें से एक 100% स्कॉलरशिप का स्टूडेंट था, और एक ने आरटी की थी स्कॉलरशिप पे। उसने क्या किया था, लेक्चर नहीं अटेंड किए थे, क्वेश्चन बैंक करके जा रहा था, उसने 2 अटेम्प्ट दिया, वो पास नहीं हो रहा। और वो बहुत डिप्रेस्ड है उस चीज़ से, वो पहले से ही डिप्रेस्ड था बंदा। अब ये समझ नहीं रहा उसने पढ़ाई पूरी नहीं की तो कैसे पास करेगा, बट उसको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा, उसको एग्जाम देनी है, बस एग्जाम देनी है, पेपर है लीक हो गए हैं, एग्जाम देनी है, कैसे पास करेगा, लेकिन इट्स नॉट इनफ। वो पेपर्स सही है ही नहीं, वो पेपर्स पहली बात उनकी सोल्यूशंस बहुत खराब है। और कैसे समझाऊं मैं? अब सुन ही नहीं रहा है, सुन ही नहीं रहा है, डांट दिया, अभी डांट दिया तो उसको बुरा लग गया, बोलते सर आप टॉक्सिक हो, सबसे तो अच्छी बात करते हो, मेरे साथ नहीं करते हो, नहीं पढ़ूंगा आपके पास। मैंने कहा, ठीक है यार सॉरी, बट वो नहीं सुनते अभी, बुरा लग गया उनको। तो यार गाइस, सॉरी इफ आई एम वेरी रूड टू यू ऑल। तुषार तुम पे चिल्लाया मैंने बहुत, गुरप्रीत तुम पे चिल्लाया मैंने बहुत, आई एम सो सॉरी फॉर दैट।
नो वरी सर, इट्स ओके। अच्छा लगा जब आपने।
सॉरी बोला,
नो नो
फाइनली
सॉरी।
सर को झुका ही दिया।
नो नो सर सॉरी नहीं, अगर आपने अच्छे के लिए चलाया ना, उससे कुछ सीखने को मिला, थोड़ा कंसंट्रेशन लेवल ठीक रहा। पता चला भी कैसे करना है?
नहीं स्टूडेंट्स, पता नहीं यार, मैं अच्छा बोलता हूँ तो सबको अच्छा लगता है, कभी थोड़ा और अच्छा बोलता हूँ तो लोगों को लगता है कि इतना अच्छा तो हो ही नहीं सकता, और जब भी बुरा बोलता हूँ ना, उनको बहुत ज्यादा बुरा लग जाता है। लाइक आई डोंट नो, आई थिंक इट्स जस्ट द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ द वर्ड्स दैट आई हैव, दैट अच्छी चीजें इतनी अच्छी लगती है कि अनबिलीवेबल लग रही हैं, और बुरी चीजें इतनी बुरी लग रही हैं कि दे गेट हर्ट। यार लिटरली आई हैव टू बी केयरफुल अबाउट इट, राइट? बिकॉज अपना काम इतना है बोलने का। आई एम सो सॉरी गाइस इफ unknowingly I cross a line and hurt you all, then please accept my apologies. But all I'm doing is to make you understand something that you are not understanding the any other way, जो मैंने ट्राई कर चुका हूँ, प्यार मोहब्बत दोस्ती यारी सब कुछ। There are ways, your mind is having a block and it's a delusion, वो मुझे दिख जाता है, as an instructor I can actually see it, which you all cannot see it. आप डिबेट कर लोगे तो कर लोगे, उससे और आपका वो ब्लॉक रहेगा वहां पर। अच्छा, हमें भी रिजल्ट्स चाहिए ना, मैं भी उसी के लिए सब समझा रहा हूँ। ईशान के साथ भी ऐसा थोड़ा हुआ था। कैसे हो ईशान? थैंक यू फॉर टर्निंग अ वीडियो ऑन। ईशान का एक अच्छा है कि वो ग्रज लेके नहीं बैठा है। ईशान का तो एक डाउट था, एग्जाम के पहले जा रहा था वो, एंड मैं मार्केट में कुछ खरीदने जा रहा था, स्लीप डिप्राइव्ड, वर्क प्रेशर और बाकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज, एंड इसने क्वेश्चन पूछा क्वेश्चन पेपर से। उसकी मैंने इन लोग को हिंट दे चुकी थी इस बच्चों को, बट अप्लाई नहीं कर पा रहे थे। ऑफ कोर्स इट्स ओके, टाइम लगता है। एंड कुछ तो था, वो डीकम्प्रेशन आरवीएसएम का कॉम्बिनेशन था, कॉम्प्लिकेटेड क्वेश्चन था। एक शुरू में तो मैंने भी उसको करेक्ट आंसर नहीं दिया, बट कॉल पे मैं उसको गाइड कर रहा था, एंड मेरे को पता है मैं रास्ते पे इतना जोर से चिल्लाया उसके ऊपर, आई डेंट रियलाइज बट द होल मार्केट वॉज लुकिंग एट मी। एंड जब कॉल रखा, ही वॉज नाइस टू जस्ट ट्राई टू हियर, ओके सर अब मुझे समझ आ गया है, थैंक यू। बिकॉज अगले दिन एग्जाम थी बेचारी की, मैं बोला यार शिट, व्हाई, हाउ कुड यू डू दैट? वो बेचारा कितना डर गया होगा, उसकी कल एग्जाम है, इतना क्यों चिल्लाए? मैं बोला अब क्या करूँ, वो सुन ही नहीं रहा था। अब कैसे समझाऊं, मेरे को नहीं पता मैं इतना ज्यादा उस पर चिल्ला रहा, जो वो मार्केट वाले सब मुझ पर देख रहे थे, सब देख रहे थे, लाइक ये कौन है ऐसा आदमी चिल्ला रहे इतनी जोर से। डू यू रिमेम्बर दैट ईशान?
Yes, I remember it.
बट आपने शायद पॉजिटिव ही लिया था वो, आई वॉज वेरी हैप्पी टू सी दैट। पता नहीं सच में कैसे लिया आपने। बट से यार स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज, आई एम जस्ट स्टेटिंग इट बिकॉज वो चीज कभी भी हो सकती है, एंड दैट शुड नॉट स्टॉप योर लर्निंग, बिकॉज वॉट यू आर डूइंग इज रिक्वायर्ड नॉट जस्ट फॉर क्लियरिंग एग्जाम्स इन योर फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट, बट देन फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ योर करियर ऑल्सो। समझ रहे हो आप? ये नॉलेज एंड ये तरीका सॉल्व करने का जो दोनों सीख रहे हो आप, दैट इज ऑल इट टेक्स टू क्लियर ऑल एग्जाम्स। किसी में नॉलेज कम होती है, कोई फॉर्मूलाज गलत बोल देता है, टेक्निक्स गलत बोल देता है, स्ट्रैटेजी सही होती है। किसी में वो स्ट्रैटेजी नहीं होती, नॉलेज होती है, उसकी वजह से भी उसके आंसर सही नहीं आता है। हमें वो कॉम्बिनेशन चाहिए, ओके? एंड इट इज डुएबल, आई विल इंश्योर यू गेट देयर। तो नंबर ऑफ अटेम्प्ट्स की तो चिंता ही नहीं करनी है आपको। खलील, यू अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी राइट? गुड, एवरीबडी इज ओके विद हिंदी। हरीश, यू अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी थोड़ा बहुत?
No, sir, only to a certain extent.
अभी जो भी मैंने बोला वो क्या कितना समझा आपको? मैं भी ये हिंदी में पूछ रहा हूँ, और ऑल दैट आई सेड, हाउ मच डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड?
Certain amount of this. Like,
सॉरी, हाउ
थोड़ा
मच?
थोड़ा.
थोड़ा थोड़ा। Kochu Kochu, is that your language?
Sorry.
Kochu Kochu is, I think, Malayalam. I will have to
No,
pick up. I'll have
I'm
to.
from China.
I know, I know. I'll have to learn that also again. So what I'm trying to say is, Harish, follow the strategies that I'm giving. And if you don't listen, and if I get to be I get a little rude, that don't take it personally. And forgive me in advance, students, if you think I'm being very aggressive or I'm crossing a line. All I'm trying to do is make you understand that आप वो strategy follow करो. All I'm trying to do is make you understand you follow that strategy, apply that strategy. It will be for your benefit only. I'll tell you the benefit of the strategy. If you follow the instructions, after 2-3 practice sessions on an individual basis, you will automatically be able to give correct answers to 80 to 90% of all RT situations given to you for the rest of your life. This is the way I have been training you all. Are you understanding? This is the secret to clearing RT exams in your first attempt. Sridhar has cleared our part 1 in his first attempt. He followed the strategy. Ask him. Part 2 में भी थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे हो गया. He's sitting there, right there. Ask him. उसने कितनी मेहनत की थी. One thing I'm sure, he followed all instructions 100% because he wanted that. उसको पता उसकी वैल्यू कितनी है. जिसने कोई लॉस नहीं देखा लाइफ में शायद वो वैल्यू नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, तो उनको मजाक लग रहा होगा. जिसने देखा है ना उसको पता है. और मैं नहीं चाहता कि आप लोग, अगर आप लोग, and I don't want that if you are my if I am your first point of contact, then I don't want you to go through any such loss because I am there as a first point of contact. तो आप तो बच गए हो losses, you are saved from those losses. So that is the philosophy. Try to believe in it and please give some room for your instructor to be expressive so that he or she, he only, अभी तो और कोई नहीं सिखा रहा है मेरे बदले, he reaches out to you so that you can apply the strategies. Any complaints anybody has, एक बार share कर लो. Students, if you have anything negative, let me know. I'll make a note and we'll improve on that. Ishan, will start with you. बाद में हमें मॉक करना है. I think many students are waiting. मैंने एक 2 मिनट का एक description दिया है before I invited you all, so that so many students trying to learn on their own can make some sense out of this. बोलो Ishan. Anything that has not been right so that I can make a note and make it better.
Negative, sir. Like everything has been on the point. It's just that on the my side, I need to improve that, like uh, clearing up things and remembering things up. And there has nothing been on your side. If you talk about any negative point, there has nothing been on your side.
I might have hurt you shouting.
Negative, sir. Negative. At some point of time in your life, you need this because at the end of the day, you need to push yourself. And if you're not able to push yourself, you need somebody to push you. So who better than your mentors whom you are training under?
Thank you, man. I'm so happy you think like that. Very nice. Ishan, message me your exam date. वैसे तो मेरे पास है. रुको. Okay. Text me WhatsApp पे your exam date just to confirm we are on the same page. And if you don't have exam this session, students, you can just message sir. We'll be planning for the next session. Simple. Okay. We'll go to Gurpreet. Quick. Give me areas of improvement.
Sir, there is nothing negative things on your side.
सब लोग ऐसा बोलोगे तो सबको लगेगा स्पॉन्सर्ड है सेशन. हाँ,
नो सर, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, लेकिन अच्छा है क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है कि जब आप जैसे पढ़ा रहे हो, सब कुछ ऊपर से जा रहा है, कुछ भी समझ नहीं आ रहा, तो प्रॉब्लम तो यही है ना, अगर नहीं आ रहा तो कोई ना कोई इसके पीछे कारण है. तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है सर. योर टेक्निक ऑल आर वेरी गुड एंड आई लाइक दैट.
अच्छा, मुझे लगा आप ये बोल रहे हो कि आप पढ़ाते हो सब ऊपर से जाता है. शुरू तो वो बोलना क्या चाह रहे हो सब समझ रहा हूँ मैं. ठीक है, आपको थोड़ा और ध्यान से पढ़ाएंगे.
ऐसा नहीं है, क्योंकि इट्स वेरी स्ट्रेंज वर्ड ना. जैसे मैं अब जॉब कर रहा हूँ, सारा दिन बहुत मुश्किल से टाइम निकाल रहा हूँ, उस वक्त भी दिमाग में कुछ और चल रहा है. सो मेनी थिंग्स, वर्क रिलेटेड, लाइफ रिलेटेड. So it's difficult to concentrate on these different strange words. तो कभी कभार हो जाता है, जैसे कंसंट्रेट नहीं हुआ, समझ नहीं आया. तो इट्स ए नेचुरल थिंग. आपको तो गुस्सा आएगा ही आएगा. तो नो वरी, आई डोंट माइंड एट ऑल सर.
थैंक यू फॉर योर फीडबैक. सो ऐसे पढ़ाओ कि सिर के ऊपर से ना जाए फॉर पीपल हु आर गुरप्रीत. वो मैं इससे टेक अवे लूंगा. ओके, नुकुल, बी ऑनेस्ट सबके सामने.
नेगेटिव सर.
नहीं ऑनेस्ट
ऐसा
रहोगे.
नहीं सर, वो नहीं है.
तो दिस इज आरटी अवेयरनेस. दिस इज आरटी अवेयरनेस. समझ रहे हो आप लोग? ठीक है, आरटी में बात करो.
नहीं सर, मुझे ऐसा कुछ लगता नहीं, सब बराबर समझ में आता है. लेकिन मुझे सर ऐसा है कि मुझे ज्यादा एफर्ट करने पड़ते हैं चीजों को गेन करने के लिए. तो ये मेरा नेचुरली पहले से ही ऐसा ही है. शुरुआत ही सर मेरी बहुत लेट हुई है हर चीज की. तो वो थोड़ा सा स्ट्रगल जाता है. मुझे कोई भी चीज को एब्जॉर्ब करना है या फिर कोई चीज को गेन करना है तो थोड़ा टाइम लेता हूँ सर बस.
तो उस हिसाब से तो अपन ने वो टाइम ऑलमोस्ट डाल चुके हैं सारा. अब सिर्फ रिजल्ट्स की बारी है ना.
यस सर, यस सर.
टाइम टू रीप रिजल्ट्स नाउ. So I think, yeah, I think now RT, very good, like, very nice. तुम्हारे लिए वही मेरे को चिंता नहीं, और I'm glad कि you're on the same page. अच्छी बात है ये. I really like it. तुम्हारे लूप होल्स मैं बता रहा हूँ टेक्निकल है सारे, बस और कुछ नहीं है अब. तो टेक्निकल लूप होल्स को कैसे फिक्स करना है, आप मेरी हेल्प ले सकते हो, या आप उनको वहां रिप्लेस करके जिस दिन वो लूप होल्स लर्न किए हैं उस पर रिविजन करना है बस.
यस
जैसे हमने कल अप्रोच एंड कंट्रोल बाउंड्री के ऊपर हुआ था. यू वर सो
यस सर,
कॉन्फिडेंट.
उसमें और एक डाउट है, मैंने लिख के रखा है, पूछना है मुझे.
बताओ.
सर, अकॉर्डिंग टू जो पुराने चार्ट्स है सर, उसमें जैसे CTR है, तो CTR नीचे लिखा होता था और ऊपर 50 यानी कोई भी वैल्यू लिखा रहता था. तो कंसिडर ये होता था कि फ्रॉम ग्राउंड लेवल टू फ्लाइट लेवल 50 मेरा CTR कंट्रोल रहेगा. बट सर न्यू चार्ट में ऐसा है कि वहां पे सिर्फ फ्लाइट लेवल लिखा है और वो ऊपर लिखा हुआ है, नीचे नहीं है. तो मैं थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज हूँ सर.
आप लोग की सबकी मैं वो कंफ्यूजन इस चीज में दूर कर रहा हूँ. आप लोग इसको ध्यान से सुनना स्टूडेंट्स. The confusion is that the old charts and the new charts, the flight levels are not very descriptive with respect to the denominator and the numerator, which will tell us the start of the particular control area or any such restricted airspace and the end of any such restricted airspace. So Harish, that is the question. Students, whatever we are seeing in Hindi, will also say that in English, just so that Harish can also understand. Everybody will do that translation, okay? Say in Hindi also, in English also, it will work. It will be very nice. So listen to this carefully. Right now, you have to observe things and then make a calculated decision to make sense out of it. Observe and make a calculated decision to make sense out of it. Don't expect your mind to give you a correct answer just by looking at something on the chart. Look at everything that there is. Do calculated permutation combinations as to what is this, what is that, could this be that, could that be that, and then come to a calculated assumption, I would say, or a decision or a resolution that will be your correct answer. It is how you are required to clear RT or solve RT questions and exams. But what we do as students generally, not me, but students, if I have to think, that we think one question, I should know the answer instantly. No, these exams are not like that. For example, if I tell you that I'm going to take a math exam based on plus minus, okay, do you think you will ratify or mug up all the permutation combinations of plus and minus before you go for the exam? Is it possible there are infinite numbers, even in plus and minus? Are you following what I'm trying to say? Is it possible, students, to memorize all plus minus before you go? It is important to know the law behind plus and minus. And it is important to know what numbers mean. But can you memorize? Not possible. This is exactly how RT exams are. You cannot memorize. But you can definitely come to a resolution when you follow the basic laws that I'm teaching y'all. That is the best way to go about it. When you think about that, and when you face a situation where, sir, I'm confused, whom to call, I have always said this, there could only be 2 or 3 possibilities in the worst case scenario, whom to call. Make a calculated decision, trust yourself, go through the steps. Now, for example, look at this. Let's try to track Mumbai to Chennai via Bravo 211. Okay. Eyes on radial 154, a route Whiskey 56 South and Bravo 211 are coincident. We see a CTR, the first blue dotted circle is a CTR. CTR is control zone, the full form. And CTR definition is an airspace of defined dimensions that starts from ground level to an upper limit in air. Here, the fraction has a denominator but no numerator. Generally, denominator means the lower flight level. But in this case, we already know CTR is defined from ground level above. So this cannot be the lower altitude. This they are saying is the flight level for Mumbai CTR, which is Mumbai Tower. That is all it means. It means as long as you're within 40 nautical miles, the DME range for Mumbai CTR, that is Mumbai Tower, CTR will have tower as ATC with respect to our charts. Ground will only be restricted to ground movements. They don't have any circular range. No CTR, no CTA for ground. So it can only mean that Mumbai Tower fixed restricted airspace with respect to this is within a radius of 40 nautical miles up to a flight level 70. That's it. So there is no hard and fast. Why? Because my calculated decision tells me that the definition of CTR is universal. And the CTR starts from ground level. So this 70 only means this is the upper restriction. So ground to flight level 70 is Mumbai CTR. If you don't follow this strategy, then you will think Mumbai CTR starts from flight level 70 and the numerator is not there. So what do we understand? Is it unlimited? And you will think it is unlimited and you will be doing the entire opposite thing of what you are required to do. Are you able to understand, Harish?
Sir.
Harish, anytime anything by default is being said in Hindi, you don't understand, say, please, translation, please. Remind us, remind everyone. Okay? Make sure you do that. Yeah. You have the right to do that. Don't worry. Is everyone following? Khalil, making sense?
Sir. So I was wondering if I can change my call sign.
Why not? Please rename yourself on Zoom with your new call sign. Go on your profile and rename. ... And Khalil, don't worry. Yeah, this is available. Huh? Khalil, it's available. Superman. Nice call sign. So, with respect to you, Khalil, if you think anything is extra than what you have learned, then make a note of these things. It will benefit you as you do the other sessions. Whatever you can't understand, park it. When we have time, you can discuss. If I think that dot can be resolved, we'll resolve. Otherwise, I'll say it will come to that when you attend the session. Probably it will get resolved by itself when you attend the session. Okay. But I wanted you to see the experience of the mock so you know what lies ahead for you. Because your exam is also around the corner. Okay. Now let's see the other one. So here I have a CTA. The second one would be CTA. And okay, wait. Okay, where is the okay? CTA is the second line, which is control area. The definition of CTA is it's a airspace of defined dimensions starting from a point above ground to a certain point in air, like up. I'm not going verbatim with the definition, but this is the gist of the definition. So here you see the numerator is flight level 70. Does it mean the airspace is restricted to flight level 70? I won't say that is the meaning here. So they're trying to say it starts from flight level 70. That's all I would deduce with respect to my knowledge. But I will take a look at everything else. I'll see if there's any other fraction given to me. I'll see there's this fraction here where I have F80 on the denominator with respect to an area which actually is outside Mumbai control boundary. How do I know Mumbai control boundary? Because this blue solid line that you see is the Mumbai control boundary. See this line here. So here, this area doesn't come under Mumbai control, but at times you can try and talk to Mumbai control when you are here, or you can talk to Pune, or you can talk to, there's no other airport here. That is all that you'll think about as your possibility with respect to what is given to you. And then make your calculated decision. You don't have to think that you don't know something. You did the strategy, you looked everywhere, you have come to conclusions. That's all you're supposed to do. You need to have a conclusion which will be your best decision after going through this strategy. Whether it's right or wrong is not your job. Do you understand? Because you would have thought it is right after doing this. So chances are it will be right. Now, let's say what if you call the ATC and it's not the right ATC? So you raise the station again because they will simulate no response. Then you just raise the station. If they don't respond, then you know the second ATC would be the second option that you had. You raise that station again and they will definitely give you a go ahead there. So I'm giving you strategies that even if you're wrong, you can fix that error as we do in real life. So you can never be wrong in an RT exam. You can partially be incorrect, but you can never be totally wrong. So it's not your job to think you're wrong. That is one big barrier that students face. And that prevents them from applying all the strategies I'm giving. Let's keep looking at this one. Let's follow Bravo 211. We have first waypoint EPCOS, from where we turn left for Bravo 211. And this here is the Mumbai and some other control boundary in blue. Almost on it is Mumbai-Chennai FIR boundary in green. The green boundary is FIR and the blue is the ACC or the control boundary or the TMA boundary, we could say. So which control boundary is this? We just look here and see where do we have a TMA or ACC with respect to an area surrounded in the blue solid line. And I'll just color code it for your clarity. So the next area is this area between this blue solid line. This much. A restricted control area, we could say, like closed. Here I have to see, because I want to figure out which control boundary is this. Mumbai and some control boundary. When I am crossing EPCOS and taking Bravo 211 and reaching two control boundaries. One is an FIR boundary, another is ACC boundary, VHF and HF both. So I will look here and I'll see how many airports are there. There's Bellary. Bellary, I don't see any ATC mentioned. Here I have Bangalore. Bangalore doesn't have control. It only has approach. And I have Coimbatore, which is outside. So whom do I call? I don't know. But I have Chennai control over here. When you don't have any control in your control area, then you can always talk to the next control if you are reaching there, or you can talk to previous control if you're just leaving that control area. So remember that also. But let's look at the chart carefully. Am I right to call Chennai control or should I call Mumbai control? So this here is a fraction that tells me the first UTA definition is upper control area. It means this control area is divided into two levels, just like Guwahati sub FIR and Kolkata FIR. It means from flight level 255 to flight level 460, I have Chennai control. Depending upon my cruising altitude, I'll call Chennai control the moment I cross this point. So if my aircraft is somewhere here on an X, and if I have to make simple position report call also, then in that report, I'll also ask for a crossing clearance so that I can change from Mumbai control to Chennai control. If my flight level is lower, flight level 255 or below, then I can also talk to Bangalore approach. CTA is control area and CTA goes hand in hand with approach. So don't confuse it with control. Are you understanding, Nukul and everyone else? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes,
Affirm, sir. November.
You should not look at something that you have not seen and get confused, is the thing that I'm trying to tell you all, because this is essential and this is something that many students are missing. especially those students who want to clear in their first attempts by studies. So please forget the idea that studies is just question and answers. Studies is also logical reasoning and strategies to come to a correct answer. So you have to be aware, situational awareness. This year itself can be ignored for now. It is not going to be applicable. So don't let it confuse you. That is what I'm trying to tell you. You need to be very confident with what you're doing. That's all it takes to understand and take the right decision. Sometimes you'll have two options. Whenever you have two options, I'll be very happy. I'll know that you're following the right strategy. Then think about the both and come to the best option that you think is in your mind and go ahead with that. If you have doubt, then just raise the station and see if anybody is responding or not. So you have all strategies. You follow the strategy. That's all. Because that's my job as an instructor, and that's your job to follow instructions. You do that, and you'll find in yourself automatically having good results in your favor. And you will be like, sir, I can't believe I cleared. I'm like, you never believed, but you followed the strategy. Of course, you all believe. I believe. And students, I would not give you these strategies and force you all or teach you all again and again if they would not work. See, I'm not into showing off and having testimonials and this and that. Otherwise, you will see every session there are 2 or 3 students that will be saying, it worked for me, it worked for me, it worked for me. I ask for their pictures holding their license when they get so that I can put it on the wall of fame. But where is the wall of fame? I've not yet disclosed it to the world. 2, 3, 4 on Google website I have put. That is from my first batch of my RT students. So many years ago. तो मेरे को तो सीरीज में डालना है. भर जाएगा पता है पूरा. मेरे को भी नहीं पता कितने बच्चे हैं. Any doubts with respect to whom to call? Nukul, do you think it will help you? Are you trying to understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir. But sir, in Mumbai CTA region, flight levels 70 to upper limit. So this will take care by the approach in this area.
हाँ, approach का आप तभी call करोगे जब आप you'll only call approach when you want to take a transit clearance or when you are descending or climbing from a lower flight level to a higher flight level or higher to a lower flight level. Otherwise, if you are on a cruising altitude, then you'll talk to Mumbai control. If
Sir,
you're on
but here
cruising altitude.
So, but here the flight level is given from 70 to, I think, TMA.
You think ऐसा कुछ नहीं दिया है वो लोग ने वहां पे. Incomplete है information वहां पे. तो आपका फोकस उसी पे है जो आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा है. आपको चाहिए कि मेरे को ऑब्वियसली मेंशन कर दो वहां पे क्या है. मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ आपको, अगर ट्रांजिट क्लियरेंस है या फिर आपको क्लाइम करना है या डिसेंड करना है इन बिटवीन, then only you will talk to approach in this scenario. If it's a en route call or a cruising level call, other than these two reasons, then you'll talk to control. Why am I coming to that solution? यही confusion थी वहां पे भी आपकी. Sometimes your flight level and your nautical mile radius will not force you to talk to that particular ATC if your purpose is not related to that ATC. Then you'll talk to control there, because control will be handling you on your cruising altitude. Approach will help you to, approach job is to hand over a cruising altitude aircraft to tower. But that cruising altitude aircraft will be given descent by control and then passed over to approach with respect to their flight limitations. Here, for sure, I can say the information is incomplete. But why are we sticking to that? We make the most of it because we have a solution to that. If it's related to approach, then only we'll talk to approach. Otherwise, we'll talk to control. So what will it be related to approach with? Transit clearance with respect to CTA, descent or climb. Descent will not be top of descent. Top of descent will be given to you by control. So maybe control will ask you to, let's say we are cruising in 310. Let's say we are entering Mumbai. So from 310, control might put you till 250, 150. And then they will say, change over to or contact Mumbai approach. When they guide you, you have to contact them. In exams, you are required to make a guess, calculated guess, nothing else. So you only have two options, either approach or control in the worst case scenario. So why are we stuck with the confusion? Why don't we go with the best possibility? If you think it's approach, just raise the station. If no response, raise control and you are sorted. उससे अलावा तो कुछ नहीं होगा ना. Think on this way to solve, because we cannot change the map. We have to follow the chart the way it is. But I'm giving you all possible solutions, and that is what you have to do. So you're not following this point. You have to follow this point, understand, and try and apply when you practice and see whether it works for you or not. Still, I can see it's not making sense. Why? Because we are still stuck. But इसका upper limit क्या है मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा. Are you following, students? Probably what they are meaning is upper limit is also just 7.0, but it won't make sense. Then why are we having two ATCs? It doesn't matter. But that doesn't make sense. So probably what they are meaning to say is it starts from flight level 7.0. That's all that they are trying to say here with respect to this. Make a calculated guess there. And then just try to raise the station. If you have to look at it, same situation. Here, CTR is 50. CTA is 70. Flight level 200 to 460 Mumbai control. It could mean that below flight level 200, is it approach? I would say why? I would say why? Okay, they have mentioned it, but why will you call approach if you're en route? Try to talk to control. If they don't respond, then go to approach. If you're outside this area. So you have to make those guesses. There's nothing else. Everybody is on VHF and VHF has line of sight and everybody is in line of sight. And if you call a wrong ATC, they will just ask you to contact the right ATC and they will also give you the frequency in real life. So there's nothing to worry. You'll never get lost. If you follow the calls, if you follow the language and the protocol and do the same in the exam, the examiner will also do the same thing with you. They will tell you negative, contact the right authority. They might say that also to you. So you know the second option is this only. There's no hard and fast rule in such situations because the charts are not accurate. They are hypothetical. Are you following, students?
Yes, sir.
Your accurate Jepson charts will not have this confusion at all. So I'm giving you the ways how to fight this confusion. You have to understand, you have to follow. This is a strategy that I have embedded in every lecture for part 1. See if it works for you or not, students. Look here, they have given you arrow mark for Aurangabad CTA, and they are saying that from flight level 50 to 150, it's Aurangabad control. Although they are showing you CTA. Now, CTA definition is never a solid line. If you see the legend, solid line is only a TMA. Are you getting me? The charts are confusing because they are not correctly printed. So you have to follow what the chart is and still make a calculated decision. Check this out. Is it making sense, students? Following, yes, no, individually, give me an acknowledgement, everyone, so that we can start with the mock.
Affirm, sir.
Affirm, sir.
Victor, thank you God for me.
And in the same area, just let me finish this. In the same area, flight level 200 to 460, they are telling us Mumbai control, Mumbai TMA. So what about flight level 150 to 200? Flight level 200. क्या हम किसी से बात नहीं करेंगे? Is it possible? Will there not be any ATC? There will be ATC. They have not clearly mentioned it, is what we can say. So if my purpose will be with Aurangabad, then only I'll talk to Aurangabad control. If not, I'll talk to Mumbai control because Mumbai control is the larger authority here. Are you following, students? Last time. Yes, no, are you trying to follow? Nukul,
Yes,
koi
sir.
bhi barrier hai, try to fight it and apply the strategy. That is the only thing you are left to do. पढ़ाई हो चुकी है हमारी, ऐसा सोचो आप.
Yes.
Then you try and say, sir, I'm trying to apply. Is it right or wrong? Is it working or not? If not, ठीक है, दोबारा try करो. If not, दोबारा. Third time तो आ ही जाएगा आपको. Just try to apply. It will make sense when you do it. But always follow the idea of calculated decisions, permutation combinations. It's like, for the lack of more better examples, I'm saying that right now. Okay. Anybody has anything to say that we can improve? Open mic, quick. अब मैं नाम से नहीं पूछूंगा, आप डायरेक्टली बोल दो. I won't take names and say, but you tell me directly. Sridhar, Prerit, Tushar, Haresh.
Negative, sir. With the time from your order.
बोल दो ना. अच्छा है, we'll work on it. टाइम है हमारे पास. मैं पूछ रहा हूँ मतलब आई एम श्योर इट विल बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड. मेरी जगह कोई और पूछता तो भरोसा नहीं हो, मुझे अच्छे से बताता भी कि सर स्टूडेंट्स ने ये बोला, आप उस पर काम कर लो. Let's see how it goes. Sridhar, any questions?
Negative, sir. Victor Tango Sierra Mike Sierra.
Are you keeping well, Sridhar? Are you healthy or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good to know. Okay, so I'll be emailing the question paper, but then so that you have a record. And I'll also pull up the paper on screen. So आप स्क्रीन देख रहे हो राइट श्रीधर? तो आप ईमेल को इग्नोर करो. जैसे स्क्रीन पे आ जाएगा पेपर, तब से 25 मिनट स्टार्ट करेंगे. और इन RT it's 5 minutes. Call logs you have to send me once you finish the paper as a reply to that email. And others will send me their logs over WhatsApp. What is everybody else supposed to do? Okay. You will be multitasking. Push yourself to multitask. You make your calls and write your answers. And whenever the pilot in command, that will be Victor Tango Sierra Mike Sierra right now, or whatever call sign is in the paper, is giving their call, you note down that call and observe and analyze. There will be a lot of dead air between where you will get a chance to write your calls, but at least be thoughtful about your calls. If you are thoughtful and you're not writing, the second time when you write, your calls will be more accurate. And when you see a mistake made by, if any, then that might help you correct your call also. That will be a learning, and that not just showing you a correct call, but that should also show you why did you get it wrong, or good that you got it right. You have to be watchful about it. That is the advantage of you. That is how you can take advantage of being an observer here. Instructions are very clear. Don't skip any question. Continue answering the same question, assuming flow of events like they are in real life, until you are asked to go to the next question. Use RT words and phrases carefully. If you make a mistake, say correction and say correction carefully. If you end up making a wrong call, then use disregard correctly by taking the call signs and then saying disregard. Any station that you had raised and then you want to say disregard, take the call sign and say disregard. Don't use dead air, don't use fillers. Give 10 seconds for ATC to reply. If they don't reply, write no response and then try to raise the station again or check if you're calling the right ATC. Wherever you are going to say time in your calls or give estimates of time, you mention the time of the call near the question before you start writing your answers. So let's say question number 2 is something to do with position report. So you will be giving position report estimates, and you don't have to say time now there in the call. You can just write time 1400, for example, and then take the call. It will mean the time of making the call was 1400. This is a written instruction in your question paper that generally people don't read. So you don't say time now in the call, but you can just write that present time that you think you're making the call as per whatever you see in the paper, and then take the call. Radial DMEs, flight levels, estimates, route number are your key elements of your position report. As per the exam instructions, you have to use radial and DME. They allow you to use hypothetical data, but the way we have taught you, it is very realistic. So don't worry about it. Just look at the chart, find it out. I've also showed you if there's no number written, how you can, figure out an approximate radial. It's just a magnetic direction. Sometimes when we were worried about time, we tend to skip a question or wrongly say transmitting question 2, and then we end up transmitting question 3, or we say something. So don't do that. Be careful. Let's say you read the paper and you realize you don't know the last 2 questions. Don't panic. Say, sir has taught me, I'll follow that strategy. At least I'll get 10 to 12 marks, even if I don't know that, in the worst case scenario. But your focus should be on each question that you give in that moment. Because if it's a 10-mark question, sub-question, your focus should be to get 10 on 10. Don't worry about anything. If you don't do that, if your first calls, which comparatively can be easier, are wrong, then the time will be delayed and you'll be under more pressure and you'll lose that chance. If you keep making the same mistakes again. Ideally, if you give 3 perfect calls and you get close to 50, 55 on 60 on those calls, then consider yourself pass. You'll still have 2 more questions, 40 more marks to attempt. And minimum, if you follow the strategy, at least get 20, 25. So 55 plus 25, 80 on a tough day when you only know 3 perfect answers. I mean, I'm giving you fail-safe strategies because that's the philosophy behind aircraft design. Fail-safe. I love aviation. I consider myself to be a true aviator because I understand aircrafts from the philosophy behind the design to the struggle behind the invention and to the planning behind the maintenance of the aircraft and to the awareness of a pilot and then the whole system that there is. Do you understand what that means? It is important you all also think about like that if you really are passionate about aviation, because it makes your job much more easier. Go slow with the rate of speech, not too fast, not too slow. That's all there is. Don't worry about the time, worry on perfection in your calls. If you're perfect, you'll end up saving 5 to 7 minutes on your paper. Paper jaldi ho jayega aapka. Your paper will be done sooner than comparison. If you don't know any question in your question number 5, just read as much as you can. Don't skip it. Don't skip any question. Don't skip the chronology. Your good things will reduce and you might not get a benefit of doubt. If you're somewhere 50-50 in your performance, the examiner will see the quality of your call and try to help you and give you benefit of doubt if your quality is good. If you're on 50-50, if your quality is not good, they might ask you to study and come back again. They do their job nicely if you know you have studied or not. Whatever anybody says, if your calls are good, they have no reason to not let you pass. You might not be aware because you might not see the mistakes you're making because you think that is right. But you can observe that when you do a practice session with me and then take my feedback and see, okay, I thought it was right, but then of course there were so many mistakes. So if you're doing good, nobody can prevent you from getting the results. There is no such law. Nobody can be partial if your performance speaks for yourself. That is the only reason why people are not clearing, because either they are trained incorrectly or they have not studied correctly. Sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes you cannot see your fault. So, any doubts, any questions before I give you the paper?
Negative, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. I will be simulating a blind environment. So, Sridhar, I would want to see your body language. So with respect to that, you keep your video on. Everybody else will keep their videos off. Sorry, my shoulders are a little down. I'm very exhausted. Cannot stay erect and show you that. Just I just saw myself on screen, so saying that. Anyway, be on mute, everyone. Don't interrupt for the next 5 minutes once we start the paper, and then we'll all turn our cameras on and do a quick discussion. I'll be giving you quick resolutions, and today we'll be making the feedback quick because I think you've reached that point. But if you'll have any questions, discuss, and then we'll wrap up the session. Before we start the session, I'll be giving you all a 5-minute breather. So everybody come back at 1310 and don't be late. Sridhar, you be on time and we'll get started. Okay, everyone? 1310. Welcome back, everyone. All stations, all stations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you read?
Read you 5, Victor Tango Golf Romeo Papa.
Read you 5, Victor Tango Sierra Max Sierra.
Read you 5.
Radio 5 Victor Tango Kilo Alpha Lima.
Radio 5 Victor Tango November Kilo Charlie.
Radio
Radio
5
5.
Victor Tango Papa Romeo Tango.
Radio 5 Victor Tango India Sierra Hotel.
Radio 5 Victor Tango Echo Sierra.
Radio 5 Victor Tango Oscar Mike Golf.
Okay, we have Siddharth and Om also joining us. Welcome to the class, students. We are just getting started. I'm sending the question papers to you all. And please remember the instructions. And Ishan, just text me your email ID just to confirm. Just text it on WhatsApp. One by one, I'm taking your call signs. If I miss a call sign, just let me know. So I'm just taking your name. So it's Sridhar. Present. Nukul. Present. Tushar present. Prerit present. Then we have Khalil. Sky, I think. Wait, confirm. Let me confirm. Okay. That is yours. And then I have Om also. Got it. Then Harish. All right. Gurpreet is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is Niner, and I think I'm missing someone. Prerit, Nakul, Gurpreet, Ishan. Yeah, Ishan, you messaged me your email ID, right? Just to confirm. Yeah, I didn't have this. Or maybe I was not finding it. 1 second. Okay. Thank you, SIN. मिल गया. Okay. So that is done and email is sent. Please check your inbox first. And if you don't find it in your inbox, then check spam or promotion or updates, whatever inboxes your Gmail default has given you. So we'll be starting with it. Remember to follow the, what do we say, instructions given, students. And let me pull up the paper. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Okay. Open. All right. One more. Let me open up the chart. बच्चे को extra time मिल रहा है.
Yes, sir, नहीं आया पेपर.
ठीक है. आजकल बाकी सब डिलीवरी फास्ट हो गई है, ईमेल डिलीवरी स्लो हो गई. ये कैसे हो सकता है मैं सोच रहा हूँ बस. How is it possible? All right. So on your mark, jet set, and screen, and go. Share. Imagine I'm the examiner sitting behind you. You can start transmitting, okay? 1 minute before.
Transmitting question number 1 alpha. Kolkata ground. Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra on 121 decimal liner. Stand 2. Pre-flight radio check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you read?
Victor Tango, Alpha Victor Sierra, Kolkata ground. Read U5. How do you read?
Kolkata ground. Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra. Read U5. Strength 5.
Roger, Kolkata ground.
Kolkata radio. Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra on secondary 88908 pre-flight cell call check cell call Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta.
Victor Tango, Alpha Victor Sierra, Kolkata radio. Cell call incorrect. Kindly check.
Kolkata radio. Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra. Cell call incorrect. Standby.
Go to next question.
Kolkata ground. Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra. Disregard. Pan 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 pan. Kolkata ground. Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra. stand 2. During startup, a person is hit by port wing. Correction. Kolkata ground, disregard. Pan. Kolkata ground, Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra, stand 2. A person is hit by a tow truck. Request emergency services. IFR Kolkata to Port Blair.
Go to next question.
Kolkata control, Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra, over Charlie. Kolkata control, disregard. Kolkata control, Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra, over Charlie. A training aircraft is trying to establish contact. Would like to help relay the message.
Kolkata control. Correction. Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra. Kolkata control. Go ahead.
Kolkata Control, Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra, a training aircraft is trying to contact Bhubaneswar approach. Help relay message to Bhubaneswar approach. Aircraft position over Charlie. Whiskey 112, flight level 270, outbound Kolkata.
Go to next question.
Pan pan, pan pan, pan pan. Chennai control. Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra. Experiencing slow decompression. Flight level 270. Would like to descend to flight level 10. Request descend flight level 10. Aircraft position Whiskey 112, 100 nautical miles inbound Port Blair. Request descend flight level 10.
Go to next question.
Transmitting question number 5-1. False.
Go to next question.
True.
Go to next question.
True.
Go to next question.
False.
Go to next question.
An instrument approach has initial segment, intermediate segment, and final segment.
Okay. Submit your logs as a reply to that email. Yes, students, the exercise is done. Students, are you there? All stations, all stations. I have a very unergonomic design which for my desk, which I have personally designed. And it is a very bad design to access power supply. And I'm not figured it out yet. Like didn't have time to fix it.
Sir, my
Yes.
mail storage is full, so can I send you on WhatsApp?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Should I buy you Google one
No,
till the time of your studies?
no, sir. No.
No, don't. If you need, I can. Don't worry. Anything that you need for study students, if you don't have data pack, let me know. I'll give you added data pack. I personally have 50 GB extra always because I know it's not going to suffice. Sometimes Wi-Fi is down, hotspot is the only thing that will help us study. Whatever it takes, students, let me know. इतने भी गरीब नहीं है तुम्हारे सर. तो आप है ना फुर्सत में थोड़ा 50 MB या 100 MB तो निकाल लो, क्लियर कर लो. स्पैम होगा कितना सारा. आप क्या करो श्रीधर, स्पैम प्रमोशंस में सिलेक्ट ऑल करके डिलीट फॉर एवर कर दो. आपका थोड़ा बहुत तो स्पेस क्लियर हो जाएगा, है ना. बाकी तो फिल्टर करने में टाइम लगेगा आपको कि कौन से ईमेल काम के हैं कौन से नहीं है. बस स्पैम प्रमोशन अपडेट्स का जो है सिलेक्ट ऑल एंड डिलीट, क्या ही काम का है. सब मैसेज पे आ जाता है और बैंक स्टेटमेंट में सब ट्रांजैक्शंस भी रह जाते हैं, तो रिकॉर्ड के लिए उनमें से कुछ नहीं चाहिए आपको. पर्सनल प्राइमरी इनबॉक्स को बस रखो, उसमें टाइम जा सकता है. उसी दिन कर लेना चाहिए था आपको. मेरे ईमेल आए नहीं होंगे, आपको कैसे आएंगे. एंड गूगल ड्राइव पे देखो, किसी ने बड़े बड़े वीडियो शेयर किए होंगे, वो डाउनलोड हो गए होंगे, तो डिलीट कर दो. क्या ही जरूरत है वहां पे फिर. या मुझे शेयर कर दो, अपनी एकेडमी पे है 100 GB एक्स्ट्रा. शेयर कर दो, मैं वहां तुम्हारा एक फोल्डर बना के थोड़े टाइम तुम्हें वो दे दूंगा स्पेस. वैसा भी कर सकते हो. एग्जाम्स तक ये सब प्रॉब्लम नहीं चाहिए अपन को ना. वॉटेवर, आप वहां पे बैकअप ले सकते हो, मेरे पास स्पेस रहेगा. तुम्हारे फोल्डर से सिर्फ प्राइवेट एक्सेस तुम्हें दे देंगे उसका एक टाइम के लिए. सी आई हैव सो मेनी सॉल्यूशंस टू योर प्रॉब्लम स्टूडेंट्स. प्लीज सेंड मी योर लॉग्स एवरीवन. व्हाट्सएप चल जाएगा बाकी सबका. सीधा बाद में ईमेल कर देना फॉर आवर रिकॉर्ड. एंड प्लीज अपने पीडीएफ को अपने नाम से रखो, नहीं तो मेरे पास मैं ढूंढ नहीं पाऊंगा उसको फ्यूचर में रेफरेंस के लिए. आई वोंट बी एबल टू सर्च इट इन फ्यूचर if you don't rename your PDF files. Okay, let's get done with the feedback. We've got to wrap up the session by or before 2 o'clock. Om, Tushar, Ishan, Haresh, Siddharth, Gurpreet. I want to see you all. If you're busy, you can leave. You can attend the session later on, the feedback recording. हो तो क्लास में अच्छे से बैठो, नहीं तो बाद में कर लेना. Let's be practical about it. These are very crucial times. I need to ensure you're listening to everything and understanding everything. Nobody wants you to clear your exams more than I do. It's evident because sometimes I'm taking more efforts than you are. It's not a fault, it's a flaw that we need to improve. Okay. Anybody who didn't write logs, didn't do anything, whatever it is, just let me know. Otherwise, I would just blindly be expecting your... Keep me in the loop. Okay. So, Victor Tango Kilo Alpha Lima, how do you feel? How was the experience from your point of view? Not the right and wrong, your personal experience, a personal takeaway.
Yeah, sir. So there were some questions. It was very application based, and readability check and all we went through. I mean, I went through, but the emergency procedures I've not been through yet. But yeah, overall, I think if you prepare enough, it'll be like a piece of cake.
You're right about it. I like that attitude. It should not make you take the sessions you have to attend on granted and not do it, is my only concern for you. But you're right about everything else. And yeah, very good. Don't worry. Let me see your exam date. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Okay. Harish, able to talk?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Tell me, how was your observation? Don't say right and wrong, your personal takeaway. Nobody right now has to analyze the paper. You have to analyze or describe your performance and your takeaway. Okay, that way everybody will answer. Okay, Harish, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Like as you said at the start, like we should act accordingly and answer the questions rather than just preparing. We should have that constant revision from the start in order to have that kind of situational reason. So that will help us to clear those all 5 questions.
Were you able to understand all questions? Do you think you would have
Yes.
able to give correct solutions or close to correct solutions?
Yes, sir, I was.
Very good. Thank you. Ishan, let's come to you. Share your experience, your takeaway. No analysis needed. What went right and wrong for the student? Okay. Yeah.
So like everything was the question paper was quite good, and like looking at the questions, everything it was in my. I thought that like I felt that each and every questions were in my radar, and looking back, practicing everything, I thought like if I had a chance, like I'll be doing it great enough. It was a really nice experience. Looking at everything, looking at each and every question, I just only it was only thing in my mind that the questions are in my radar, and I'm able to understand things quite well. And especially I'll be able to manage time, because when you are aware of all the questions, when you have practiced well enough, so you are able to manage your time well and finish off within 25 minutes. So I was very confident enough.
Well said. I like the confidence. I like your focus. Keep it up. Good. Good job. Gurpreet, your experience?
Sir, this question paper is not so tough, and it's understandable, and I think I can give the answer to the questions.
Great. Well said. I can see so much of improvement. Gurpreet, keep it up. Improvement can be on many levels. Academics is just one. So great going. All right. Tushar?
Yes, sir. The paper is doable. इंटेंशन भी इस बार सब में कोई दिक्कत नहीं आई समझने में, पर क्वेश्चन वन ब्रावो में वो पेन पेन कॉल तो होती ही हो, एंड इस तरह का मतलब किस तरह से वो होने पर इंस्ट्रक्शन ले, मतलब एटीसी से किस तरह से इंस्ट्रक्शन ले, अल्फा ब्रावो में वो समझ नहीं आया, और तो सब हो गया हो तो।
Okay. When I give you the solution or feedback, keep a lookout on that, what you didn't understand, and then let me know whether you understood it or not. Or that will be a point of discussion then. Okay. Oh my God. कैसा एक्सपीरियंस तुम्हारा? हाँ, सरप्राइज। अच्छा लगता है जब तू बोलते सर आ जाओ क्या क्लास में। तो तुम्हारे एग्जाम्स प्रायोरिटी पे नहीं है तो मैं तुम्हें इनवाइट नहीं करता, परेशान नहीं करता, बट आई लाइक दिस व्हाट यू हैव। अभी से तुम्हें लूप में रखूंगा मैं, डोंट वरी। अच्छा है ना, जितनी जल्दी रेडी रहे उतना अच्छा है। बोलो तुम्हारा कैसा था एक्सपीरियंस?
So it was a good experience. Question paper was easy for me, but because I was sitting in back and he was giving exam, so he was under burden. So I feel easy. It was easy.
वैसे तुम्हारे मैंने लास्ट जूम पे प्रोफाइल पिक्चर गिटार के साथ देखी थी, सो व्हाट्स इट विद यू एंड गिटार? लाइक वाज इट जस्ट अ पिक्चर मॉडलिंग और लाइक यू प्ले गिटार?
No, I play guitar. It's just hobby. I just learned from YouTube and I play just it's just hobby.
काम के बंदे हो। So I have a student. He reached out to me like couple of years ago saying, "Sir, मेरे दिमाग में एक गाना चल रहा है. What should I do?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "I think I can make a song. मैं आपको भेजूँ क्या? मैंने बनाया है." I'm like, "Wow, why not?" He sent it. And मैं बोला यार ये अच्छा है, बट एक और ओरिजिनल गाने पे दोनों काम करते हैं। अभी डिस्कस, इट वाज पैंडेमिक टाइम, सो आई रिमेम्बर हम दोनों ने, वो कहीं था नवी मुंबई, मैं मुंबई, एंड आई गेव हिम अ टॉपिक एंड ही रोट द लिरिक्स एंड आई कंपोज्ड इट। लाइक म्यूजिक नहीं दिया हमने, मस्त ट्रैक बनाया एंड बहुत अच्छा लगा। मेरे एक डीजे फ्रेंड को दिया, उसने हमें डिमोटिवेट कर दिया बहुत ज़्यादा, एंड तब हमने उसकी बात मान ली। But after some time, abhi, for some days ago, I went to my sister's place and we were just listening to music and I was bored with that YouTube music they were playing. So I thought I'll make you hear something nice. And I gave them my collection of songs that I have been working on since a long time. I do that as a hobby myself, but I don't know how to play instruments, but I know how to play digital instruments. So I realized that the song is amazing, you know. And just yesterday, I messaged that student and I told him, "Do you remember that?" And he, at first he didn't remember it, but then I made him recall, and then we are going to sit and we are going to work on it and we are going to self produce it. Let's see how it goes. Why not, you know? Hobby में और क्या ही करोगे? Creativity is the highest form of intelligence. So I think ओम को भी पिक्चर में ले पाएंगे, तो क्या काम फ्री में भी हो जाएगा ना, ऐसा।
बिल्कुल सर, मैंने भी बहुत मतलब प्राइवेट शोज भी लिए थे, शायद कभी लोनावाला और पुणे में भी यहाँ पे
You must be really
पार्टिसिपेट
good then, huh? Really good.
I didn't have practice yet now, but it's been 2-3 months I didn't touch the guitar.
RT students, sorry if we are distracting you, but Om, I have a classic जेम्स ब्लंट का एक ब्यूटीफुल सॉन्ग है, योर ब्यूटीफुल, उससे सिमिलर मैंने कुछ बहुत टाइम पहले बनाया था एंड आई जस्ट नीड गिटार कॉर्ड्स ऑन दैट, सो आई थिंक आई विल रन दैट बाय यू। अगर हमारा ये सेशन हो जाएगा ना इनका सबका पढ़ाई, आज नहीं 15-20 दिन के बाद, सो अपन एक दिन ट्राई करेंगे। तुम देखना मेरे को कौन से 3 कॉर्ड्स दे सकते हो, ट्राई करना। और मेरे में सुर वुर नहीं है, सिर्फ आइडियाज हैं, सो प्लीज डोंट डोंट थिंक के, बट या दैट इज गुड।
Definitely.
ओम का एक यूएसपी आ गया, गिटार। चलो, मैं अभी बोर हो गया हूँ 5 दिन से पढ़ा के। दिस वॉज अ गुड चेंज फॉर मी। कोई हंस रहा है या खास रहा है मुझे नहीं पता, बट ठीक है। ग्रेट ओम, नाइस फीडबैक, अच्छा लगा बाकी समझ के। एंड ओके, नुकुल के घर पे गेस्ट आए हैं, तो वो चला गया, उसको अकेला था घर पे। मैंने बोला नुकुल आई स्मेल सम हॉट स्नैक्स। तो नुकुल बोलता है सर 900 किलोमीटर दूर हो, आप कैसे भेजोगा? आई लाइक नहीं नहीं, मेरे को लग रहा है तुम गेस्ट के लिए मंगाओगे, लंच टाइम हो गया ना, तो खाना वाना अभी मेरे भी दिमाग में आ रहा है। ओके प्रेरित, हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस?
Sir, the experience was good. The question paper was easy. What I observed for me was I was lagging with the rate of speech and my writing, for which I am making my own abbreviation list. So I could be in the sync with my rate of speech and writing, and there shouldn't be any incomplete log. So I observed that in I was lagging in some spots with uh, that sync of reading and writing, that listening and writing.
If I have to compare with Sridhar's speed, then I think at times Sridhar was a little fast. Okay.
Yes,
So
like when he was saying
no,
DME and radial.
you don't say anything about his call. Let me finish. Probably if you're comparing with him, then don't compare, because at times he was fast, at times he was slow. But if you think you are still, waiting to, fine tune your writing and speaking, then I understand. So that's a good observation there. But it should not go in comparison of his rate of speech. That was totally different. Okay, we will comment on that. That's when that is. But I'm just making it clear. Say what were you saying, please.
Nothing, sir. Just it.
All बाकी सारी questions समझ आए आपको?
Yes, sir. The questions was easy for me, sir.
That reminds me, did you draft that Google Doc paper and send it?
Sir, actually, I don't remember the whole flight plan and all the questions.
See, have I shared the Google Doc with you?
Yes, sir. Sir, that the format of
skeleton है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
तो skeleton में से जितना याद आ रहा है उतना तो भरो, मैं रियल टाइम में देख तो लूं।
Okay, sir. I'll do it now.
जितना
Sir.
याद है जितना याद है उतना चाहिए, बस उतना काफी है। धीरे धीरे याद आता रहेगा, वो अपडेट करते रहो ना।
Affirm, sir.
पूरा एक साथ कैसे याद आएगा? इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल। ओके गुड, डू दैट। ओके, बिकॉज उसके बेसिस पे मैं तुम्हारे मॉक्स पहले वो डिस्कस करना है हमें। ओके
Yes, sir. I'm drafting this now, sir.
या गुड। आई थिंक सिद्धार्थ यू आर लेफ्ट, प्लीज शेयर योर ऑब्जर्वेशन। Okay, so I'll have to translate it for him. He said he cannot speak. Maybe he's in a library, I understand. मेहनत देखो कितनी करते हैं बच्चे लोग। Hats off, Siddharth. Can't speak, sir. The session was wonderful. I have gained confidence to restart RTR after months. I would need help for the station to be called. Other than that, it was good. Sure, be on the lookout for the same, Siddharth. Good observation. If you can give 8 to 9 hours regularly every alternate day also, students, trust me, everything will be fine and you'll have the knowledge that you need. It's all about consistency at some point in time with respect to how much we are studying and what we are studying. Let's see. Good. So everyone covered apart from Sridhar. Anybody left to give me their observation? I think we have covered. My observation was that good, Khalil. I always remember Zoom chat, you can always drop your real-time doubts and things. I forgot to mention that today. But please, एक दूसरे से बदतमीजी नहीं करनी है किसी को भी. Generally, sometimes I might forget that setting. Otherwise, तो तुम्हें चांस ही नहीं मिलेगा मेरे स्टूडेंट से बदतमीजी करने का. सिर्फ मैं कर सकता हूँ. That is a joke from what happened last night. मेरे स्टूडेंट बोल रहा है टीचर को, यू क्रॉस द लाइन. मुझे हमारे कॉलेज डेज याद आता है कि मैं तो बोला भुगतना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज हमने भी बहुत परेशान किया इंस्ट्रक्टर्स को. जस्ट कार्मा, नथिंग एल्स. हमारे एक दोस्त था सबसे एक्टिव. ही वाज अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ सन ऑफ अ वेरी रेप्यूटेड नेवल ऑफिसर, एंड उसको बहुत ज़्यादा नॉलेज थी एविएशन की. हम लोग को वो पहले सिखा देता था सर के पहले. तो ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस था उसमें, सर लोग को पसंद नहीं था. एंड ही वाज फ्रॉम हरियाणा, तो उसकी लैंग्वेज भी एकदम किसी को भी इंटिमिडेट कर सकती है, ऐसा था. And I remember there was a day he frustrated one of our best instructors so much, someone who was teaching us aerodynamics, that sir had to actually throw a piece of paper on him, and he threw it back on sir. It got so violent. We all were panicking, but come evening time and everything was sorted. because we love that sir, and whatever I still remember about aerodynamics is only from his lectures. Like, that was how good our sirs were, instructors were, ma'ams also, like, of course. Now that guy, I think he's got into diving. I think aviation to passion tha uska. I think he's a commercial diver now. I think making more money and traveling the world. I don't know. I'm not in touch with anyone. So, Sridhar, tell me, how do you feel? What was the experience? How was your experience? Give me a detailed analysis.
सर मेरे हिसाब से इतना अच्छा नहीं था. I could have done better. जब से डिसरिगार्ड वाला फेज चालू हुआ तो थोड़ा पैनिक सिचुएशन में मैं चला गया था. उस कारण मेरा एक क्वेश्चन भी मिस हो गया है. और अभी जो सारी मिस्टेक्स मैंने की है वो मुझे सारी याद आ रही है क्वेश्चन पेपर को फिर से देख देख के. सबसे पहले तो मेजर ब्लंडर मैंने किया था सेल कॉल में. मैंने सेल कॉल देखा नहीं था ऊपर. सेल कॉल दिया था. आपने फिर हिंट भी दिया था. उसके बाद फिर पैन पैन का कॉल था. क्वेश्चन में मुझे ठीक से पोजीशन डिस्क्राइब करनी थी कि किधर इंसिडेंट हुआ है और क्या रिक्वेस्ट चाहिए. उसमें भी ब्लंडर हुआ. उसके बाद क्वेश्चन मिस हो गया था. एंड आई रियलाइज्ड आफ्टरवर्ड दैट आई हैव मिस द क्वेश्चन. वो भी फिर एक प्रेशर बिल्डअप होने लगा था. उसके बाद क्वेश्चन 3 थोड़ा डाउटफुल था. मुझे प्रॉपर समझा नहीं कि क्या करना चाहिए इसमें. और बाकी क्वेश्चन 4 वाज गुड बट देन अगेन मैंने सारे कॉल्स में बहुत सारा कुछ मिस किया है जैसे रेडियल हो, डीएमई हो, फ्लाइट लेवल हो. सारे क्वेश्चंस मुझे आते हैं अच्छे से. मैं कर सकता हूँ इसको अच्छे से. बट
अगर कर सकते हो और इतना अच्छा एनालिसिस है कि तुमने सारे फॉल्ट्स खुद से पकड़ लिए हैं, 2-3 है जो नहीं पकड़े मैं बताऊंगा, बट दोज आर basic silly mistakes that we end up making when we are practicing, which is easy to rectify. So what do you think prevented you from not making the mistakes? Because you are aware of the mistakes, but then why did you make the mistakes? You are aware you missed a question, then why did you not fix it? Why did you miss it? How did that happen? Why did that happen? What do you think is the reason?
तो स्टार्टिंग से ही काइंड ऑफ प्रेशर मतलब बिल्ड होने लगा था कि बार बार डिसरिगार्ड कर रहा हूँ मैं. तो वो मुझे मेरा कंफर्ट जोन नहीं मिल रहा था. मैं एक अच्छा कॉल देने के पीछे भाग रहा था. उसमें गड़बड़ हो गई सर.
ये प्रेशर कहाँ से आ रहा है जो प्रेशर इतनी गड़बड़ करा रहा है? व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
पता नहीं सर.
थिंक इज इट कि सबके सामने, पूरी दुनिया के सामने लाइव हो रहा है, इतने सारे बच्चे हैं, नए बच्चे हैं, पुराने बच्चे हैं, सीनियर्स हैं, जूनियर्स हैं, एक्सपोज फील कर रहे हो, पीयर प्रेशर हो रहा है, खाए पिए नहीं हो, सोए नहीं हो, मॉक के लिए 1 बजे रेडी थे, आपका 2 बजे हो रहा है, 1 घंटे का डिले हो गया उसकी वजह से. व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द रीजन? यू ओनली नो इट बेटर. ट्राई टू थिंक एंड शेयर. I won't know how you feel. I know your performance. I know your mistakes. I won't know how you feel in your mind. That you have to share.
सर एक ऐसा था कि क्वेश्चन पेपर लैपटॉप पे देख देख के वो क्वेश्चन पेपर और चार्ट बाजू बाजू में थे तो थोड़ा छोटा हो गया था क्वेश्चन पेपर. लाइक आई फील कि उसके वजह से भी मेरे कुछ कुछ पॉइंट मिस हो गए रीड करते वक्त. तो यही सारे रीजन है.
ईमेल वाला पेपर देख लेते या मुझे बोल देते सर थोड़ा जूम कर दो. Students, whenever you're experiencing technical difficulties in the exam, before you start, tell the examiners to fix it. If you don't tell them before you start, afterwards you tell them, they're not going to pay notice to that. And it's not your fault and you will miss out on the chance. Don't start the paper before they fix the issue. Be adamant on it, but be very respectful about it. So you have the right to do it. पहली चीज, ठीक है? Continue speaking. मैं दोबारा टाइमर स्टार्ट कर देता, कोई दिक्कत नहीं थी. The reason to share it on paper on screen is because you can see the bigger one because phone pe chota dikhta hai. So I was trying to do that. It didn't work for you. We could have said such a chart hai mere paas, chart mein dalo screen pe. So you should always speak up before the paper starts if you have any technical fault. Remember that. Okay. बोलो.
तो ऐसा नहीं, वही फॉल्ट है, मैं उस पे
नहीं सही है. That is one reason you are going right. This is something you have to ensure paper से पहले fix हो जाना चाहिए. समझ रहे हो आप लोग? It is something you have to do. Have to speak up. Otherwise, miss हो जाएगा chance. That is one good reason you have said, which can be easily fixed by knowing that we can ask for it before we start the paper. Maybe you realized it late, but we should be careful that if that can happen, we can always say, sir, the print is not clear. What if I misunderstand the question? So the chart is not clear. What if I misunderstand the chart? Can you give me another chart? Can you give me another paper? You should try to talk about that like that in a respectful way with the examiners. Respectful way. Don't be disrespectful. Carry on with your analysis. Going great.
तो मुझे यही लगता है कि जहाँ पे मैंने डिसरिगार्ड या फिर करेक्शन यूज किया है उधर मुझे बहुत प्रेशर बिल्ड हो रहा था, तो इसकी वजह से वो चेन कंटिन्यू होते गई आगे आगे और फिर मिस्टेक्स हो रहे थे.
Okay. This can happen with anyone. इसलिए मैंने पहले आप लोग को इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिया है. दिस इज व्हाई आई एम गिविंग यू ऑल इंस्ट्रक्शंस व्हिच यू थिंक एंड अप्लाई. That just focus on one question at a time. Don't think about anything else. If your first question is wrong, it will do this to you. We need to fight this. So our critic in our mind, our unappointed boss that we have in our mind, which is very bad, which is very negative, is taking over you. And that is your dominant thought process, which will not help you do the right things. We need to fight it. And I am giving you instructions to fight that also, students. What he's saying is something that I have put in my training as a resolution already, because it's one of the common reasons why a prepared student who already knows the answer still misses the chance because of a few mistakes. So, Sridhar, you don't have to allow yourself to beat yourself up once one question is wrong. Whatever loss you're going to get is only for that question. Luckily for you, it could have been just 10-mark question, alpha, question number 1, alpha. So you would not lose more than 5 marks at max. So you're still getting 5 marks. So that is your analysis that, okay, I've got 50%. So far, I have 50%. Passing is 50%. I have to make sure my quality is good. So you think about improving it. One mistake should not pin you down. If you allow that, then you'll have to go back again and learn this so that you can clear the exam, because this might be the only reason why you are away from your required performance than your planned performance. Now, a simple example. What will you do when you start your flight training? You will have to be confident. What will happen when you do your first solo? Anybody can talk about it and ask this to Victor Tango Kilo Alpha Lima. He'll share everything. You cannot do certain things without belief and confidence, and you cannot do certain things with confidence without having followed all instructions given to you by your instructors, and then giving them a feedback and asking questions as many as you can before you can fulfill a maneuver or a required check. But eventually everybody does it because they know it's very important to the health of my safety and it's my dream. If we take it that seriously and we have that confidence, do you think people who are flying good in their training phase, they don't feel anxious or they are not afraid, they don't feel adrenaline, but still they end up doing it? It's not always perfect. You see the GPS tracking, they will see, okay, this is how they are doing it, and they know they have to improve it. They have to improve their turns, they have to improve their patterns and procedures. They all work on it in a positive mindset. But just imagine if my first solo or if my first check, whatever is given to me, is not up to the mark. Will I keep making mistakes? Will I give in to the error chain, or will I improve the mistakes there and then? वहां पे हम definitely करेंगे, because that's where you're required to do. The same philosophy is in your RT exams, because these exams are nothing but your simulations of real flights. It's just that you don't have an aircraft operational in your hand when you're giving this, but the assumption is that you are the PIC, pilot in command, not even a trainee. So now we put ourselves in that position of a PIC and understand we need that ultimate confidence. Confidence to bounce back from a mistake. It's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So what? I'll bounce back and do much better in the other question. I want this conscious mind in you and conscious drive in you. I don't want that negative boss to come over and do that. You fight that. You go sit down, man. I don't need you. Who called you? Uninvited guest. I can do it. एक खराब हो गया तो क्या हो गया? दूसरा खराब हो गया तो क्या हो गया? तीसरा खराब हो गया तो I'll not try. I will not give up trying. And this is what I want you all to have your approach in your part 2 Viva also. If you have a chance to talk, if you have done something wrong, don't just sit there. Sir, I understand I have not answered 2 questions correctly, but please ask me something else. I just cannot recall it. Trust me, I've prepared, I've studied. Just ask me a few more questions. Give me another chance. Try to speak for yourself because it's a cutthroat situation here. If you don't speak for yourself, if you don't ask for chances, if you don't believe in yourself, if you're not positive that you'll do the right thing, then nobody is going to hire you. So all this, if you build in, think and practice, you will see that just through RT training, you have learned everything that it takes to make it the best in commercial aviation. And it all starts with you applying the strategies in RT and clearing RT with the same. So it's okay to make mistakes. Try your best to not make it. Just try and be positive. That's it. You are not missing anything. It's just a session. There's nothing to worry. You have nothing to lose because I'm there with you till the time you will clear with knowledge. So you have nothing to lose. There's no permanent loss. So you have nothing to lose. When you realize you have nothing to lose, why the worry? Why the fear? Just enjoy the process. Just enjoy the process. Rectify a mistake. If you realize you missed a question, sir, I realized I skipped a question. If you allow, can I give it again? Just cross-talk in between. Be a little smart. If he or she says, examiner, yes, good for you. If no, it's fine. Sorry, sir, my bad. I don't know why I did it. I hope you work in my favor. Who's preventing you from saying all those things? It might work. It might not work, right? If you have made mistakes, you already know it might not work. But probably your go-getting attitude can, and your quality can help the result be in your favor also. So remember and think about it and ponder on it, what I'm saying. Might not be that easy to understand, but if you get it, you have unearthed the key to success when it comes to people interactions. And a small part of it, if you can use in your RT exam students, then this one reason, that is one main reason why students are unable to clear. And this is a very good point that Sridhar has shared with us. What he went through is actually what affects everyone. I'm sure Gurpreet ko bhi wo affect hua hoga koi na koi level pe, same cheez. I'm sure Om ke साथ भी हुआ होगा. मेरे साथ भी हो सकता है. मैं आने नहीं देता वो चीज को लेकिन. Because I know I just have one opportunity there. At least with aviation, I'm like that. Other places, I might not be like this. With aviation, I'm like that. But no, I will never give up. Think about it. Think about it. Why we are doing what we are doing. Where do we want to go? And what should we think like? And we develop that and make it a habit. And we all can acquire all those great skills that people have naturally. Nobody, किसी ने वो उस पे trademark नहीं रखा है कि हमारे पास नहीं आ सकती हैं वो skills. We don't know, we learn, we practice, and we develop. We don't know. This is how you get type rating, right? This is how you learn to fly more aircrafts, right? This is how you clear papers, right? Nobody is born with the understanding of navigation. We learn navigation. Nobody is born with the ability to fly. We learn flying. So it is just the same. We learn these skills also that really help us reduce our losses, even if we make mistakes, because we believe that, yeah, I know everything, sir, and you are right about it. So let's get started with the technical analysis and point out all the mistakes so that you know what are the critical points that you have to take care of. I'm sharing the screen, students. Just bear with me for some more time and we'll get done with it. I'll not be, if you can write the call in short, write it. Otherwise, check the timestamp and replay and write it. Go slow and write it. तो जल्दी हो जाएगा हमारा feedback. Ideally, I can give you a feedback of 5 questions for a length of 2 hours also. But I want to make it differently because I don't want to make a big deal about it because it's easy. Just like Kalel said, Victor Tango Kilo Alpha Lima. Piece of cake, sir. Just need to know a few things and it will be a piece of cake. I want you all to feel like that now. Get the monkey off your back thinking it is something that you cannot do, because you have done the most difficult part, that is to study all that you can. Sridhar, what am I saying? Is it making sense? Give me a feedback.
Affirm sir with the Tango Sierra Mike sir.
सुन के अभी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा तुम्हें?
अच्छा लग रहा है सर.
तो शक्ल पे नहीं दिख रहा. कोई पाप नहीं किया, ये तो प्रैक्टिस सेशन था. ये सेशन के बेसिस पे हमें आइडिया आएगा कि आगे क्या प्रिपरेशन करनी है. This is the whole idea of doing this practice mock. This was not your exam. Nobody is judging you. Now you and me, we both know in what direction we have to take efforts. So we just think about that. हमारा study time कम हो रहा है यहाँ पे. So this is the whole idea of doing these practice sessions, right? So question number 1, Alpha, very nice to see you remembered to say pre-flight checks. Perfect call. Generally, students are unable to understand it and do it the way you have done it. You also remember to do a cell call check. You used a hypothetical frequency. I don't mind, but just say secondary if the frequency is not given to you. Don't say the numbers. Okay. The problem started with your readbacks, which I told you in the other practice session also when we were doing Tushar's call, I guess. See, station is raised, call signs are made. Reply, students. The most important mistake that we have to avoid is your replies. Your reply should start with the readback of any information or instruction given to you, and then acknowledging any further instruction or question asked to you. So ideally, a reply should be read U5. That is a readback of the information given to you. An acknowledgement of a question. How do you read? You could say strength 5, like you said, and then end with your call sign. This is something you missed there, which is a soft skill thing that you cannot afford to miss. A no. Fear, panic, everything can happen with everyone. उसमें मैं कभी argue नहीं करूंगा. It can take time. ये चीज आप avoid करो. इस पे no mistakes to be made here. And ये बार-बार बता रहा हूँ आपको मैं. Focus इस पे ज्यादा होना चाहिए. ये technical flaw है. बार-बार दोनों के call sign नहीं लेने हैं. You don't have to take the first two calls again and again. Okay. Here you should have given a readback accurately. Here, although your call was right, you get a benefit of doubt here. Examiner will go with the flow mostly, but a strict examiner, a stressed examiner might point it out. So don't give them a chance because you have been taught that. You are going a little fast at times and then you are managing it well. So don't go fast. Sometimes examiner might be exhausted and tired. Imagine so many exams every day for 30 months, for 30 days. Not 30 months. So we go a little slow because our job is to pass a message to the other person and ensure that the other person has taken that message. So if I say, you will not listen what I'm saying. You will not understand. So be careful about it. Good thinking. You were not told to go to the next question and you realized that you have to make a pre-flight cell call check. You did a pre-flight cell call check. Avoid using information not given to you. Just say secondary, that was correct. Check cell call, you missed it. Now, this is again just like read back. Not reading the flight plan carefully or missing something in the flight plan is a grave error. Why? Because every flight that you will take as a pilot is first made on a flight plan. Your flight plan decides your flight. Here you read it otherwise. Here, because in RT exams, you see it from a different perspective, thinking it's just a question paper. No, without your flight plan, there will be no flight. And not all flight plans will be approved. It depends upon the ATC whether they approve your flight plan or not. So your flight is first on paper, which is the iCATS flight plan format that we have learned again and again. And then you have to just comply with that flight plan. And that is on-time performance in commercial aviation. So how can we miss any element in the flight plan in the first place? It cannot happen. It's like I've come to eat food, but I forgot food. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, students? So it's a big no-no. If you make a mistake, you can always say correction and do things. Here also the readback was incorrect. If information is given to you, cell call incorrect, and instruction is given to you that you have to acknowledge, you have to say cell call incorrect. So this is how your readback should start. Reply. Will check cell call and call again. Stand by. So will check cell call and call again. Stand by, Victor Tango, Alpha Victor Sierra. Your reply should end with your call sign. Ishan, Siddharth, Harish, are you following? I cannot see all studying. I cannot see all acknowledge. I'm asking. If you're not following, then I'll not expect these things from you. I'll give you more time to go through the session. Is this much clear? What was the major mistake in the first call? But the good points are also great, but these are errors that we cannot afford to make. These are soft skills. This is where your focus should be in the exam, students, not the intent. Trust me, it's not about the intent in RT exam. RT exam is not your regulations or flight exam. This is RT exam. We need RT skills. Everybody forgets they need RT skills. They need fluency in RT. They all think about how can we expect you to think know all the intent when you have not even started flight training. Imagine, it would be so bad. It's the language. It's the radio telephony as described by iCATS and WPC. And I'm teaching you by the book, by the manual. Koi kuch bhi bol de. I know what I'm teaching you from. They don't even know those things exist. Because सब लोग hand me down से पढ़ते हैं आजकल. 10 साल से तो यही चल रहा है. और हैंड मी डाउन आते आते ना इन्फॉर्मेशन लेट हो जाती है पूरी, आधी तो करेक्ट गलत होती है. So believe in these things. If you don't apply these things, then I'll say, you're not doing your job as a student. Read back, reply. Reply should start with a read back of any information, instruction, approval, clearance given to you. Then it should have acknowledgement of any future instruction or question asked to you. And then it should end with your call sign. It is very important for a read back or a reply to be like that. That is where your maximum marks are contained in the exam. Timing was not an issue at all. Question number 1, bravo. I told you how to say disregard. You said Kolkata ground, Victor Tango Alpha, Victor Sierra, disregard. Fine, didn't make sense, but fine. I would have said, if I made a wrong call, Kolkata ground, Victor Tango Alpha, Victor Sierra. Then if I realized pan, I would have said Kolkata ground, Victor Tango Alpha, Victor Sierra, disregard. This is what I'm teaching you all, how to say disregard to get extra marks even if you make mistakes. These are our strategies. Nobody in the world will teach you these strategies. Why are we not following these strategies? Students who are following are happy giving me pictures with their licenses. And why to make a mistake in the first place when I've taught you to make a call in your head before you give the call? The first mistakes out of impulse happen. To avoid that, we make the call in our mind and then give the call. And why are we jumping to give answer? Let's take our time. Every fresh question, you can take your time. Let's take a time to build a whole script and everything, understand the situation. Port wing. What is port? It could be either left or either right. If we don't know, we should be aware of at least how the aircraft is. Who can tell me port is right or left?
Left.
Port is left, sir.
Port is left, sir.
पोर्ट विंग में आपका एक विंग वॉकर होगा, ग्राउंड पर्सनल होगा. आप देख रहे हो कोई तो टो ट्रक आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल हो गई शायद, उससे वो उसको लग गई. ये इमेजिन दैट सिचुएशन. इट्स अ पैन सिचुएशन. यू गॉट इट राइट. पैन. कोलकाता ग्राउंड, विक्टर टैंगो अल्फा विक्टर सियरा. क्वेश्चन में क्या दिया है? ड्यूरिंग स्टार्टअप you have to use all information given to you in the question. Or before you started, I like that. Then you said disregard. Then you said something clearly, but you forgot to say the other correct thing that you were saying. Because you were worried under the pressure of going wrong with the cell call, which we have already addressed. Okay? Don't. A fresh question is a chance for you to score out of 10 on 10, 20 on 20. That's it. This is the beauty of the exams. You make as much mistake as you want in one question. The impact of that mistake will not be affecting your marks if you do a correct call in the next question. Pan. Kolkata ground. Victor Tango Alpha, Victor Sierra. During startup, stand 2. See a person near port wing hit by a tow truck. Person is on ground, unconscious. Appears to be a male. Aborting startup. Request send emergency medical services and help to assist the personnel. Victor Tango Alpha, Victor Sierra, Airbus 320, aborting startup, holding position, request further instructions. Awareness of situation. मेरे विंग के पास कोई गिर गया, उसको लग गई है, वहां कोई घाई में आएगा, उसको बचाने के लिए मेरा इंजन चल रहा है, जो बचाने आ रहा है वो भी इंजन में घुस जाएगा अगर मेरा थ्रॉटल थोड़ा भी बढ़ गया तो स्टार्टअप के बाद. सो आई एम अवेयर. माई जॉब इज टू इंश्योर ही गेट्स हेल्प. मैं ऐसे टाइम पे पुश बैक नहीं करूंगा, स्टार्टअप नहीं करूंगा जब मेरे को पता है आसपास मेरे विसिनिटी में कोई गिरा है, भले वो मेरा कंपनी का हो, दूसरे कंपनी का हो. So I'm trying my best to communicate the message in RT language. That's it. RT language आती है, मैसेज मुझे पता है, क्वेश्चन कुछ ना कुछ समझ आ गया, चलो पोर्ट लेफ्ट राइट नहीं पता चला बट पोर्ट बोल दिया, अच्छी बात थी. So you use port. Even if you don't know a term, you make the most of it. That's it. So I liked it, how you were trying to fix it, but all the trial and error you do in your mind before you give a live call, isn't it an instruction I give you all every time? So follow that instruction. Please follow the instructions your instructor is giving you. That's why your instructor is called instructor, because he gives you instructions. आप लोग है ना सोशल मीडिया लोगों के फॉलोअर बन के उनकी बातें मान रहे हो आजकल. वो फॉलोअर हो गया. एंड फॉलो एवरीथिंग दैट दे से एंड डू. इट्स जस्ट नथिंग बट आई डोंट नो व्हाट इट इज. बट टीचर की बात कोई नहीं मानता. कल जिस बच्चे से आर्ग्यू हुआ ना, इतना स्मार्ट इतना सक्सेसफुल इंसान है, मेरे से वो आर्ग्यू कर रहा था, मेरे दिमाग में तो ऐसा आ गया कि मतलब तू तो क्या ही कहाँ ही जा रहा है, मतलब तू यहाँ पे है अब तो नीचे जा रहा है. अच्छा उसको मैंने मिरर दिखा दिया ना, उसने मेरे से लड़ाई कर ली. और तो यार दिल्ली वाला गुंडे भेज देगा वो. पैसा है ना, फीस दे के बोल रहे हैं पैसे वेस्ट हो गए तो हो गए, कोई बात नहीं. अरे कोई बिजनेस है क्या, सब्जी खरीद रहे हो क्या? एजुकेशन की बात है यार. एजुकेशन ऐसे शॉर्ट टर्म में नहीं आती है, नॉलेज दिमाग में टाइम लगता है, मेहनत तुम्हें भी करनी पड़ती है. ये कोई चीज समझता ही नहीं है. मैं बोला इतना ही एडमिशन लेके iCATS में आप पास नहीं होते हो. ऐसा कोई हमारा जैक नहीं है, हम ऐसा यूज भी नहीं करेंगे, होगा तो भी हम बनाएंगे नहीं. कभी कोई आएगा भी ना, अपने तुम्हारे बच्चे आ रहे हैं, अच्छा हमें बता देना. बोले क्यों बताऊँ आपको मैं, पास हो जाए फिर मिलाऊंगा, पेड़े खाएंगे साथ में. मेरे से कोई ऐसी बात करेगा ही नहीं, उनको पता है मैं ऐसा काम करूंगा ही नहीं. ठीक था ये कॉल. इन द एंड यू केम टू द राइट कॉल. अच्छा लगा. यू विल स्टिल मैनेज टू गेट अ 6 ऑन दिस एंड यू विल स्टिल मैनेज टू गेट अ 5 ऑन दिस. सो 20 में से 11 तो मिलेगा यहाँ आपको, प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. थोड़ी बहुत मिस्टेक्स कर लेते, आउट ऑफ मिल जाता आपको. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 बोल के आपने क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 लिया है, बट हमारे लिए तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 था. भले ही हमने आपको प्रैक्टिस कराई है, although we have made you practice and told, but you will not be assessed on this because you told question number 2 but you gave answer to question number 3. So I will not be able to give you any mark here, but I made you practice just to see so that you get a practice. Let's focus on question number 2. You are airborne, give departure report to the appropriate authority. Departure message is to be given to the destination radio. Airborne means you can say you're passing flight level 50 for flight level 150 or any assumption. It's initial climb phase basically. Instantly once you have taken off and your flaps and all are retracted, and when you know you're out of that climb and takeoff phase, then you're comfortable, you're following your ATC clearance, you're complying with that. That's when you have space, you make a call to destination radio and give them a departure report that I have departed from this and I'll be arriving in your FIR. Why are we doing this? Because the main ATC authorities are our FICs, radios. They have an oversight about all the VHF ACCs. That's why it's important. They are the CEOs, 5 different people, 1 common designation, 1 common frequency. Are you understanding, Sridhar and everyone?
Yes, sir.
This is why we give them this report. It's a mandatory report actually. So, which is our destination radio? Chennai radio. Okay. Chennai radio. I'm talking about question number 2, which Sridhar missed. Chennai radio, Victor Tango Alpha, Victor Sierra, departure report. You name the report. Whenever you have reports, you name the report. Start with your call sign again. Departure report, Victor Tango Alpha, Victor Sierra, departed Chennai 1235, IFR. Correction. I say again, departed Kolkata 1235, IFR Chennai via Whiskey 112, passing flight level 50 for flight level 150, estimating so and so waypoint, so and so time, so and so control boundary, so and so time, so and so waypoint, so and so time, ETA Chennai 1400, radial so and so, outbound Kolkata, DME so and so, flight level you have already said. That's it. That's where you end the call. For me, I don't even have to chart to know what is to be said. Wherever I've said so and so, you have to just fill in the gaps looking at the chart. This is how I want you all to have confidence again, not worry about it. If you understand this and if you fill in the gaps with what you have, then you don't have to mug up any intent. You don't have to solve any leaked question paper and look for shortcuts. Question number 3, which you actually solved over Charlie. CTC here means contact. BBS is Bhubaneswar, I guess, with respect to the chart. Varanasi is a Bhubaneswar approach, APP approach, help relay. So here you have to imagine, you have the freedom to imagine to see what that aircraft is doing. Probably that aircraft is just reporting its position and it's going to land at Bhubaneswar. It's a training flight. That's what you'll always assume, unless they say a training flight in distress or any other aircraft in distress on urgency. So I see you were struggling to make sense out of it, but it was a good call that you asked permission if I can relay, because you were not supposed to talk to Bhubaneswar approach otherwise. But you called Chennai control while the question was saying that the call was for Bhubaneswar approach. Okay. So the question we have to decode. In the last session, I was telling you all students, the answers will not be difficult, but understanding the questions is what it is difficult. You have to decode the question, make it simple. Let's do that. Over Charlie, it means you're over waypoint Charlie. You hear a training aircraft trying to contact Bhubaneswar approach, help relay. So the call would be like this. Bhubaneswar approach, Victor Tango, Alpha Victor Sierra, relaying for training flight, Victor Tango, Alpha Bravo Charlie. And then you will make their call. Whatever you assume. Bhubaneswar approach, Victor Tango, Alpha Bravo Charlie, so-and-so waypoint, so-and-so altitude, so-and-so estimate, so-and-so ETA. That's it. So you assume whatever call you have heard and sometimes just keep it position report if not any emergency is mentioned. But at the start, you have to take this ATC name. If this ATC were not mentioned, then it would have been Chennai control. The hint would have been given to you. The hint is always there in the question. So it's actually simple. The solution is simple. The questions are difficult. Decode the question, understand it in a simple way and give a simple solution. Follow the basics of radio telephony language that you have learned. You are good to clear the exam. Just like Khalil said again, it will be a piece of cake. So don't worry. Don't be scared. Fear is our enemy. Caution is our friend. There is a difference. We exercise a lot of caution in aviation, but we are not afraid of things. It would be very rude to say that we don't feel fear or we are afraid. But then it would be too underconfident to say that we are afraid or we have fear. So the positive word that we use is caution. That's it. Caution has confidence in it. It sprouts from fear, and fear sprouts from concern towards safety. So everything is actually positive, but because the world is like this, that it's easy to catch negative, then it is too positive. So we have to fight that because it's impacting our performance. You know, there is a joke I had cracked with one of my short-term lived friends, new friends, that if I can't do anything in life, I'll still have something to eat. It means in Hindi, we had this term that I had to like trademark, like, मैं कभी भूखा नहीं मरूंगा types. It was a good thing. We were practicing as if we were doing some stand-up comedy. So I'll crack that joke for you all. अगर मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर पाऊँ ना, तो मैं प्रवचन तो दे सकता हूँ. समझ रहे हो? बिकॉज आधे बच्चों को ये प्रवचन ही लगता है जो मैं बोलता हूँ इतना, जो उनके एग्जाम्स में काम आता है. बट एज अ जोक, और कुछ नहीं तो मैं प्रवचन तो दे सकता हूँ, इसका मतलब कभी भूखा तो नहीं मरूंगा. समझ रहे हो? इट्स अ गुड वन. इफ वी पुल इट ऑफ, इट्स अ स्क्रिप्ट, इट विल वर्क. बहुत मजा आएगा आप लोग को. इतने खराब खराब जोक्स है ना इसमें. एक तो बॉम्बे के बैंड स्टैंड पे जोक, आप लोग तो बोलोगे सर इट इज वेरी क्रेजी. Okay, so remember, please, these things, they are not pravachan. I'm not getting anything out of it. मेरे को कोई मजा नहीं आ रहा है देख के आप लोग को. It is only gonna help you and work for you is the reason why this is happening in class. Question number 3, which was actually question number 4, was a pan call, correctly said, slow decompression. Flight level 10 नहीं है, वो flight level 100 था. तो टेक्निकल फ्लॉ, क्योंकि आप प्रेशर में थे, हमें ऑलरेडी पता है क्यों. आराम से एवरी क्वेश्चन फ्रेश क्वेश्चन, ट्राई टू गिव योर बेस्ट. स्ट्रैटेजीज हमने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर ली है. एंड इमरजेंसी लैंडिंग भी यहाँ पे मांगनी है. अगर स्लो डिकम्प्रेशन हो रहा है तो रैपिड भी कभी भी हो सकता है. तो पहले तो डिकम्प्रेशन जब होता है, व्हेन वी आर एक्सपीरियंसिंग डिकम्प्रेशन, कम टू अ फ्लाइट लेवल 100 like 10,000 feet or so we get breathable oxygen available for everyone. And then priority arrival or emergency landing. Emergency landing, although you are at your destined aerodrome, still emergency landing makes sense. So here the whole call will be pan, Chennai control, Victor Tango Alpha, Victor Sierra, 100 DME inbound Port Blair, flight level 270, experiencing slow decompression of cabin. Request immediate descent to flight level 100 for the safety of the aircraft and its passengers. And emergency landing at Port Blair. Request instructions to set course to Port Blair. Passenger on board 120. Radial so and so. ETA Port Blair so and so time. Aircraft Airbus 320. In the end, you can say that also. कि मैं सोच रहा हूँ कॉल देते देते भी, और फ्लो में हूँ, मैंने खत्म नहीं किया है. एंड देखो रियल टाइम में भी आ रहे हैं क्योंकि मैं सोच रहा हूँ. रियल टाइम में सोच के आंसर देने हैं, क्वेश्चन देख के सारा आंसर नहीं आता है. वही मैं आप लोग को सिखाना चाह रहा हूँ एक अलग टेक्निक से. आप लोग को फॉलो करना है, यू हैव टू फॉलो दैट. Otherwise, apart from 10, I think overall it was correct, the call. I liked it. You just didn't say for emergency landing and set course and ETA that place. Add these things and it will be like decoration in your house for a party or something. Otherwise, it was good, but technical flaw, of course, I could see it was a silly error. Flight level 10 will mean 100 feet. And flight level 10 flight level में आता ही नहीं है कहीं, because transition altitude minimum 3,500 feet तो होगा ही, and flight level is above transition altitude. We have learned everything in our part 2 lectures. There are notes also, इनमें मैंने खुद diagrams बनाए PDF में for these transition altitude Q codes. Students, Google Drive, if you don't have RTR notes, if you have not explored, please explore, please read every day for 1-2 hours in sequence, all notes, and get done with it. It will really help you come up with intent automatically. You won't have to even think. Question number 5, Sridhar, cross check करके बताना कितने सही थे कितने नहीं थे from the document, okay? I have given you some about 120 recently asked questions in question number 5. Make sure you're correct with them. And the indirect way to solve them is to be good with your definitions, rules of the air, and your abbreviations and RT phrases, which again is all there in your RTR drive. So not bad, Sridhar, but I think you are taking things either lightly or maybe you have just forgotten what you had learned. So for you have to just think and let your mind recollect everything by just taking a look at your notes. All that you can recall good, all that you're confused, make a list and share with me, and I'll personally guide you with that on a quick one-on-one session. And you'll be good to give me a very good another practice mock after that. So do that exercise, let me know, I'll schedule another practice call with you, and that's it. That's all that you have to do, in my opinion. Have you understood?
Affirm, sir.
चलो, कैसा लग रहा है?
अच्छा लग रहा है सर अभी.
सच बोलो यार.
सर सच में सर.
ठीक है. Any questions, class? Yes, Ishan.
So my question was of question number 3 for helping to relay to the ATC. So my intent was first call the traffic, like station calling. This is Victor Tango Alpha Whiskey, Alpha Victor Sierra. Radio 5 say our call sign and intention will relay. and then can it be done this way?
In certain type of questions and situations, that might be a possibility. Okay. In this situation, what is happening? You're flying. You are tuned to Chennai control. On that frequency, you are listening an aircraft trying to call Bhubaneswar approach. What I are hearing is open to your imagination in this case. Let's assume we heard the call. So what would that call would have been? They are on your frequency and they are saying, so probably why would they be on your frequency? Because they are experiencing RCF. And maybe they are having RCF because their receiver has failed. If their receiver has failed, you making any call will not help them reply back to you because they'll not be listening to you. So that is the chain of events that justifies the situation in this question. And with respect to that, we say that Bhubaneswar approach, Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra, so and so place, relaying message for that, because they want to send the message to approach, not control. So because our receiver is working, we will get a response, at least. And we will try to communicate that to them. And of course, in their call, we will also know the call sign because they would use that call sign in their call. So we'll assume that call sign, anything like I assumed Alpha Bravo Charlie. It might not be a two-way relay in this case. If it is a two-way relay, then you just do the same things. Whatever approach tells you, you will say Victor Tango Alpha Bravo Charlie, Victor Tango Alpha Victor Sierra, relaying for Bhubaneswar approach, and say the whole call to them. So if the examiner is going along with you, then you are doing the right thing. In this case, that's the assumption here. So I'm explaining you this situation here, how it was assumed with respect to the paper format, assuming they had RCF. What you are saying can also be applicable in certain situations. Partial of that is already, I'm saying, you might have to relay back, hoping that they'll connect. But if they have a receiver failure, what's the point? But you all try to communicate. You keep your messages out in blind in such cases, hoping that the system error will be fixed. Because it was working before they took off. That's why they took off. So it might be a minor error is what we assume. And obviously there are multiple VHF. Depends on what kind of aircraft he or she is flying, the training aircraft. Because it's a training aircraft, the student might be making a mistake also. Just choosing wrong frequency and taking a call on control. So you can just say that, training aircraft trying to contact you on control frequency. You can assume that also in this case. So intent could be multiple because the question is very vague here. You can justify your solution also. I would like to see that. Give me the whole chain of events in writing, transmission, reception. I'll personally give you a feedback on that. Let's see. Let's see how you justify that with respect to that. It will make sense. Then I'll tell you. If no, then you just fine tune it. लिख के भेज देना, वॉइस नोट की जरूरत नहीं होगी आपके लिए, बिकॉज आपका स्पीकिंग में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, हमें सिर्फ इंटेंट के देखना है. वेरी गुड. So you see, students, one question can have multiple intents. You have to focus on the language, make your assumptions, do your best. It will be right with respect to RT exam. That's what it matters. So don't be worried about something that you don't need to worry about. Questions, please, come on. Okay, we all have our takeaways from the session. We all are working hard. That's what matters. Anything that you're facing problem, drop me a message. I'll try my best to go out of my way and help you all. And if there's something that's not working, be nice and tell it to me. And if I'm not nice, say, sir, बुरा लग रहा है, थोड़ा हल्के में बोलो ना. I'll say, give me some time. I'll call you back. Like that. Yeah, Sridhar, tell me. कुछ बोल रहे थे आप? Sridhar, don't worry.
Yes, sir.
You have nothing to lose. If you think कोई हर्डल आ रहा है, आज 2 तारीख है ना, आप आ जाओ, अपन मिलते हैं. You come. See, if you want to see me, 2 घंटा बैठते हैं, we'll sit at a cafe and just I'll brief you one-on-one. पढ़ाई हो जाएगी. But you'll have to come to close to my office because मैं ज़्यादा छोड़ नहीं सकता, है ना? आपको थोड़ा लंबा ट्रैवल करना पड़ेगा, बट आ जाओ, है ना? जाने से पहले मिल लो, आपको लग रहा है, बट जल्दी मिल लेना. 5 तारीख से पहले ट्राई करो.
Okay, sir.
You have that option. Don't worry. I'll give you some time. And अच्छी जगह जाएंगे. कुछ बेकरी का खाने का मन हो रहा है मेरा जी. मैं तो वेज खाऊंगा, तुम अंडा वंडा खा लेना कुछ। ठीक है, स्टारबक्स जाएंगे अपन। स्टारबक्स नहीं जाएंगे, बहुत क्राउडेड है यहाँ पर। विल सी। ठीक है, आई फाइंड अ डिसेंट प्लेस वेयर वी कैन स्टडी आल्सो, हैव सम गुड कॉफी आल्सो। आ जाना लेकिन, है ना, बोलना मेरे को कब आ रहे हो, आई मेक स्पेस। गुरप्रीत
मेरे
सॉरी, कोई पार्शलिटी नहीं हो रही है, मेरे को लगता है उसको जरूरत है। तुम्हारे एग्जाम के बाद मिलके मैं क्या ही कर लेगा। जस्ट किडिंग। क्या बोल रहे हो श्रीधर?
मैं तो डेफिनेटली आ रहा हूँ।
ठीक है ठीक है। ऐसे आना कि आप शाम अच्छे से पहुंच भी जाओ, भीड़ वीड़ एंड ट्रैवल एंड ऑल सब देख के। एसी बसेस आती हैं, बेस्ट है
आती
वो।
है।
तो बोरिवली उतरो, वहां से मैं गाइड कर दूंगा आपको, है ना। वो ट्राई कर लो, वो बेस्ट रहेगा। चलो, so see you students in the next session. Be on the lookout. I think the next in line for live is, देखो तुषार, श्रीधर एंड ईशान का भी हमें कराना है एक, एंड पुजीत अभी फ्री हो रहा है, पुजीत का करेंगे। सो एक्सपेक्ट अनदर लाइव सेशन फॉर आरटी टुमारो स्टूडेंट्स, एंड बी रेडी। आई थिंक 1 घंटे का ही हेड्सअप दे पाऊंगा आप लोग को, ज्यादा जल्दी से जल्दी 11 का होगा, उसके पहले नहीं होगा, 12 के बाद ही होगा। सो बी प्रिपेयर्ड मेंटली एंड कीप चेकिंग विथ मी ऑन द चैट। Any doubts, anything, like I said, just reach out to me ASAP. And remember, all the ज्ञान I have given you, उसका आधा भी अप्लाई कर लोगे ना, आप पास हो जाओगे। उसके बाद भले ही भूल जाना फिर आप, है ना। So I'll take your leave, students. Thank you for being so nice and good with your words, even though मन में क्या चल रहा है, God knows. And Khalil, nice to see you. Haresh, nice to see you. Hard work. Siddharth, nice to see you. Shan, so nice to see you. Om, so nice to see you. All were surprise for me. I just tried to shoot and see if you all are available. Sridhar, Tushar, Prerit, of course, I knew they will attend. And Gurpreet, why are going great, huh? Keep it up, okay? Chalo, students, take care, okay?
थैंक यू सर, बाय सर।
Most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, do I have a minute to speak with you?
Students, reach out to me on text. We'll do that, okay? We'll
Yeah,
wrap
okay.
up this session. ये session खत्म कर रहे हैं अपन, okay?